What's up, everybody? How are we fucking doing? Good afternoon, my friends. Good afternoon. Sorry, just tweeting everything out. Bam, bam.
When was the last time you can remember we were at peace?
Right now. Right now. In universe, we're kind of at peace, I'd say. Love the shirt. Thank you very much. Thank you. How are we doing, everybody? I was gonna wear my sleep token hoodie, but it's a little too hot. It's like chilly outside. It's like a high 60s. It's high 60s, but you know, so I had to wear a lighter jacket. There might be a thing in the BL4 reveal that might be bait. I doubt it's real until I see it. I haven't really seen much information from the reveal. I just know it happened. So, I really want to check it out. Yo, Louie and please, Mr. Wyatt, how you guys doing? Really? Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. There's not too much to do.
Yes.
My shirt says we don't care. It's lyrics from the new Avenged Sevenfold album. The back's sick. I wish they would put the back of this on the front. It's got like Wes Lang art on it, and it looks really fucking cool. Ugh, it's just fucking sick. I think it would look way cooler on the front, but.
You're alive, Guardian.
I am alive. Randy's a troll. All right, well now you guys have me excited to watch this reveal. I'm pretty excited. Borderlands 4, I started like very skeptical on it. I think their marketing has done a really good job of selling the game to me specifically. Oh, I'm already streaming.
What?
I'm already streaming.
Okay, do not put away the cream cheese on the counter.
Crucible needs me, Guardian.
Okay.
Are you ready to deploy?
Well, you normally do that. You're like, oh, this should be.
No, that's fine. That's fine. All right. All right. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Alexa, off. Okay. Could have been an email. Alrighty, we are going in. Is it me or just to take more shots to kill on Brig? Yeah, I think more shots to kill. I think the Brig. I don't know. That's a good question. New Event Sinfold is awesome. I'm like, it's fine. I don't know. I liked the new album. I liked probably a solid 50% of. I definitely prefer. This is Avenged Sevenfold is my old man band, meaning how my dad was always like, I liked Metallica until the Black Album. That's kind of how I feel about Avenged Sevenfold. Although the stage is peak. I like stage. Hail to the King was new one's fine. But I'm definitely like a Nightmare head. But also it was right before Hail to the King that I started getting into like heavier and heavier metal. So, I'm a pretty big fan of this event, my friends. It's also like, I don't know, like I know I talked about this so much yesterday. I just can't get over how much I really love the idea of shorter events. Shorter, more unique, more diverse events, I think is really cool. think of the loot beneath me? Where do you go? Oh, that's not good. He's gonna follow me. Oh, get baited, dude! I broke his fucking ankles. Oh my god, we are running these kids, dude. Jesus.
One after another. Double down.
Oh my god, dude! These guys are getting fucking destroyed! No! One more. No! Okay, I'm gonna wait for the respawns. This guy should have, like, no health. Oh, I did not mean to actually shoot it. I sniped the shit out of him right there. Did you guys see that? Holy. I'm a goat. One more shot.
I've seen enough.
Easiest fucking game of my life. Quite a good way to farm Crucible engrams. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even think about like regular reputation for this. The games are really short, so that makes sense. Yeah, but what if the event is dope as fuck and you don't want it to go away? It sounds like they plan on bringing it back like semi-frequently. I wouldn't be surprised if we get like, you know, it's gonna be like 2 seasons a year, but like 4 content drops a year. I personally would probably expect, like off the top of my head, I wouldn't be surprised if we get this like once a quarter. You know what I mean? With slightly refreshed rewards or whatever. That's kind of the cadence I am hopeful for and expecting. That way it doesn't, like, you never really get burnt out on it. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's just like a fun week-long event. Bam. And then we move on. That's kind of where I am, but we'll see. And this is why skill-based matchmaking is a thing. These kind of games aren't fun, but it's like when it's like silly gameplay, I don't know. I don't think it really matters if you get ran sometimes or not. Like, I don't know, maybe. Like, I'm not. Does anyone want to do like a fucking $10,000 sweat tourney in goddamn heavy metal? You know what I mean? Apparently it's an earthquake. I didn't feel an earthquake. Maybe. They did a great job animating it. Yeah, this game mode feels really good. Sweeney, how you doing? Yeah, I got the title yesterday. I decided to save the guild for today though. So, it looks like the guild will take not too long. Well, 20 liters. Facing 20 liters might be hard because we're constantly running teams. But this is awesome. This intro cutscene is so good. It's like shit. It's shit like this is one. This, and I say this a lot, especially recently, because I feel like Destiny has really taken a turn that I like since Into the Light, where it really feels like a lot of stuff. Maybe not Echoes and Revenant quite as much. Well, Revenant did have some touches like this, but maybe mostly not Echoes. But it feels like they're starting to put a lot of more like personal fun touches on things recently, and I'm just like I'm here for that vibe. Like I said yesterday, I think like I feel like a lot of times Bungie takes himself way too seriously nowadays. Oh my god, this guy's fucking running me. Man, I'm trying to kill these guys. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm trying to, I have to get kills with my secondary attack. The Griffin is interesting. I think there will be some, like, niche cases where the Griffin is actually, like, stupidly broken. The fact it freezes and suspends. If there's ever, like, a combined arms mode again or anything, like, kind of fucked. Do they have a leader right now? This might kill him. Get out of here, dude. Oh no! Bro. I don't know. This is a fun game mode. I hope they build and improve on it. Yeah, it's like the one thing now, I'm not too worried about like too many improvements to the mode itself, I suppose. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? The mode itself. I'm more worried about... Oh, I'm about to fucking shit on this guy. No way! Damn it! I hope, since the maps are kind of small, they're not really that complex. I hope if we do see this again in like 4 or 5 months, I hope there's like a second map. I hope the rewards are like, you know, I like the idea of the Sparrow, and I think that's really cool. And like having like a unique reward like that, I think is sick. I just hope the next time the event comes back, it's not like the same Sparrow, and then like people who played it before, all you have to play for is the guild. You know what I mean?
Feel that in my bones.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Damn. Yo, Undead Wolves, how you doing? So that's the thing, like, I think the most worrying part for me about, like, Bungie's track record with events is, like, they tend to just let them stagnate. Oh, get the fuck out of my way! Bro. And it's like, okay, if we're in these smaller events, you clearly, you know, like, the first time you make them, it takes probably a little bit of work or whatever, but, like, I just hope we continue to build on this stuff. Damn. Do we know if there's any new and or reskin Destiny 1 PvP maps in the next year of Destiny PvP? I don't think we have any information on additional Crucible maps. Does anyone in chat know if I'm correct on that? I am not hitting the fucking tank gritties today, boys. I'm not playing well. I hope they, like, I feel like overall the Crucible Strike team was, like, the reception to it was very positive. Are you serious? And I hope they are able to continue that on, even though I understand that, oh Jesus, I understand that Crucible is not making any money, or doesn't make a lot of money. Isn't one of the main selling points of Destiny. But I hope they are able to find a way to justify still making Crucible maps and like expanding on PvP in fun ways. You're done.
Defeat comes for us all.
But we'll see. Yo, what's up, Scar? Are you ready for the new Bury Tomorrow album this Friday? I don't think I knew... Did I know they were even dropping a new album? I remember they dropped a single that I liked. 1 second. But that feels like forever ago at this point. What was the song? Yeah, What If I Burn? I remember really liking that. I haven't heard anything since then, I don't think. That was exciting. I really like Seventh Sung. Seventh Sung. No, Seventh. Yeah, Sun. Seventh. Yeah, that was the name of it. I really like that. What's up, Skeletal? How you doing? Wait, is Charles going to require that you get Renegades as well as Edge of Fate? Oh, I have no fucking idea. You're asking the wrong guy about that. Does anyone agree with the sentiment that even if PvP doesn't earn Bungie much money, it's the end game for the player population that stays? And thus having, well, we'll talk about that 1 second. And thus having at least some commitment to PvP is vitally important to the game and play counts. Yes, I think it's a little late though. Like, I think the population of Destiny, like in Destiny 1 and early Destiny 2, I think that was definitely true. And I'd be interested in seeing data on this, but I just get sort of the vibe, and maybe this is totally unsubstantiated, but I kind of feel like based off of watching at least even just trial and comp player counts over the last 3 or 4 years, I get the vibe that the player base has shifted away from PvP, and that a lot more consistent Destiny 2 players spend a lot more time in endgame PvE now, just like statistically, than PvP. Which I feel like had to be one of the decisions behind Marathon and trying to recapture like a PvP audience. Like if Destiny PvP was like fucking killing it, then Marathon probably doesn't exist. Because they're not going to want to, the same way they're not adding PvE in Marathon to cannibalize, to not risk cannibalizing their player base, right? So I guess the long story, or what I'm trying to say is like, it feels like the Destiny population has slowly, over the course of the last like 6 or 7 years, been shifting away from lots of PvP.
I can feel that in my bones.
Yeah, so supposedly Fit for a King has a new album in August. I mean, fucking Keeping Secrets, Technium, and No Tomorrow are all certified goddamn bangers, dude. I'm so excited for whatever the Fit for a King boys do next. 100%. The new Dance Gavin Dance that came out yesterday was so good as well. Like, I can't wait for a full album with Andrew as the lead. I think it's gonna be so good. New Dayseeker was fucking sick as well. A lot of great music on the horizon. These last 2 years have just been an onslaught of just non-stop insane music. Okay, well, we're gonna go this way. We're gonna go this way. Destiny 2 PvP has been awful for years. I think there are definitely aspects of Destiny 2 PvP that have been good. Like, personally, I think, like, before Prismatic, like that Into the Light era, I think the meta was really good. I think we were in a really good place. With Prismatic, it got kind of out of control. That's how it goes. Especially with like the additions to comp and stuff, like I feel like people who think like Destiny PvP is really bad probably haven't played a lot of Destiny PvP recently. I would say like the cheating problem is getting worse and has been getting worse, which is really unfortunate. But like honestly, it's not that bad. I'm seeing 3 days grace in a month here, and Wage War is opening. Oh, dude, I fucking love Wage War. The Sleep Token album is really great. Latest Terminus single is really awesome. Oh, I'll have to check it out. Okay, okay. Their last stuff, their last album or EP or whatever it was really good. Oh, how did that not kill him? What's up, Danger Noodle? How you doing? But especially, like, I don't like with the new maps we got in PvP, with all the balancing stuff, like, like I said, the refocus on the comp rewards. Like, Destiny PvP isn't, and like I said, the cheaters definitely suck a lot. But the Lucky Pants meta fucking blew. That shit sucked. But now that a lot of that's been reined in, I just wish I had more reasons to play, really, like rewards-wise. But the state of PvP maps and rewards and stuff isn't the worst. I mean, it's just like, it's just kind of more of the same, more than anything.
One final push and victory is yours.
Oh, damn. Where do I turn in heavy metal engrams? Rahul, don't you want the epic emblem? Yeah. I'll probably go for the grinded eventually. I'm not uber god gamer though, so it's rough. But definitely, like, that's one of the reasons though I am so excited for Marathon, and I think I latched onto it because it really scratched a lot of that Destiny, or like, let's say Bungie PvP itch that I haven't felt. Fuck, dude, probably since like season 3 of Destiny, where I've really had that drive to master and really get good at like a Bungie PvP mode. And Marathon has me like fiending for that for sure. GG. How many kills? Probably what, like 10? 12? Yeah, probably 12. It's probably 8% per, I would imagine. I've probably gone 2, maybe. Okay, I gotta really lock in. Next time we're getting like fucking slaughtered, I gotta lock in on the leader. Yo, you need VOG red borders? I need a single VOG red border, yeah. I do need to go get it. I need to finish my catalyst too. I'm really excited for Marathon and think Bungie can and will get it right. I'm disappointed by all the hate and negative reception. Like, just give them a chance. If I've really learned, like, over... I guess I knew this, but it's been so apparent over the last couple of weeks, too. Like, I think the Destiny community, a lot of it's just too far gone when it comes to that sort of stuff. Yo, Davey, thank you for the sub, for the prime. I mean, there's just been, like, around this event and around, like, the reveal last week, like, I think there are just so... I think we've lost the plot, and, like, people either don't like the game anymore or they enjoy being overtly negative about the game more than anything now. And I'm just getting kind of, I don't know. Just getting kind of fed up with it more than anything. Wish they made more than one map for heavy metal. I would bet they expand it when it comes back, but I don't know that for sure. Is this the guy the leader?
I bet they didn't expect that.
Oh my god, what's happening? It's weird how often people prefer bitching about games rather than playing them. I feel like a lot of the Destiny community prefers doing both. From what I'm seeing, Marathon is literally just worse save packs. You see that sentiment a lot. I don't know, man. Like, people are free to have that opinion, I suppose. I don't think that's accurate. I have a lot of time in it. I have more time in Marathon than like most. I mean,
You're in the lead.
than I say most people, but like most everyone. And it's, I don't know. And I played a lot of Apex too. I just don't think that's an accurate description. I mean, first off, like battle royales versus extraction shooters are almost as different as you can get in the PvP genre, right? But Marathon's also much slower than Apex. Damn. Finished alpha at 165. I think I was only like 80 or 90, but I had 100 hours going into the alpha, so. I still got a little bit of a lead on most people, I would say. Are you keeping up with Lep's subathon? It finally ended after 461 hours. Like fucking maniac, dude. Jesus. I'm so glad I don't do this for a living. Bro, how am I supposed to...
5 minutes remaining. A strong
How am I
start.
supposed to get
Fight
leaders
on.
coins if I'm always the leader? People begging for Destiny 3 and a fresh start, but the second Bungie are softly sunsetting your gear with Armor 3.0 and Tier 5 weapons, people bitch. Yeah, I wish we knew more about that system, but once again, like, so many people asking for Destiny 3, but just keep in mind, and I wanted Destiny 3 as well, but keep in mind, like, as soon as Destiny 3 happens, if it ever happens, you go from fucking a billion raids and dungeons to 1. Maybe. Alright, do we have... Do we have a leader tank that we have to kill right now? What is the... Who's the leader right now? God damn. What can they actually do with Destiny 3 that they can't do with Destiny 2? I think there's a lot of things on like the engineering side of it. Like a large problem with Destiny 2 has been back-end changes, and as the game grows bigger and bigger, like how do you manage that? I feel like there, especially with the you know, technological advancements of the last 10 years, I would have to assume that there would be a way, if you had that in mind while building the game from the ground up, there would be a much easier way, or like a much more efficient or usable way to allow the game to keep growing like it does. I mean, technology has changed a lot in the last decade, like a ton, right? There has to be improvements there. But you know, also like updated graphics engine without sunsetting half of the game, or updated physics engine, or you know, like these sorts of things. Like I don't know what any of that like necessarily like how that translates to, but once again, like there's been quite a few, you know, games are just different, and better now in terms of well, I maybe not. I was gonna say in terms of performance, but I fucking have a 14th gen Intel CPU. So what a fucking ignorant thing of me to say. If games run at all, but you just have to imagine in the last decade, like a significant number of improvements or findings have been documented that would allow them to progress the game, or like the core foundation of the game. Bragging about having a CPU that burns itself out. That was not me bragging. That was me saying I've got the CPU that notoriously launched defective, and now if I ever want to play any fucking Unreal 5 video game, I have to downscale the power or underclock the power to even run anything. So it doesn't even matter that I have this GPU that generates more heat than your mom, because I can't use it at its max power, else it crashes every modern fucking video game. That's a much better way to put it. It would help them eliminate or streamline tech debt. Keep in mind, Destiny 2, when they were building Destiny 2, it was not supposed to last for 5 years, let alone 10 years, let alone 15 years. You know, it just wasn't. It seems like from a lot of the talks we've gotten from engineers and stuff over the years, like, it seems like Destiny just wasn't built for any of this. And that's why, you know, things like the Beyond the Light update happened, and they had to rebuild a bunch of content and that sort of stuff. Once again, like, not my field of expertise at all, so take all that with a grain of salt. But that's my understanding based off of what they've publicly said. Teammates, help me, bro. This guy's name is Jimmy Fatass, by the way. Did you see someone posted a clip of you on Instagram? Some guy called Destiny the Game Clips. What? Is this like an official Destiny account? I am like on the front page of the Marathon subreddit a concerning amount. And I don't think I like that. I need the leader token here. How long did it take you to get the Griffin? I think you could get it, if you're efficient, you could probably get it in like 6 hours total game time, something like that. Just do all the daily and weekly challenges now, wait until Tuesday, do it again, and you should have it. As long as along with like all the quests and doing it on old characters and stuff. Why are you on the Marathon subreddit front page so much? Different videos or people taking clips from me talking, or, you know, stuff like that. No one's ever posted a sick, Scarrow gets a sick 6-speed to clutch. No one ever posted that shit. One of them was like, Scarrow's like, Scarrow has no idea what the fuck Skill Up is talking about when it comes to the narrative. And it's just me saying a clip of like, have you guys played the alpha? Like, very obviously they've started writing this story. I don't know who Skill Up talked to, or if there's a misunderstanding or something, but it's clearly not entirely correct. And then that got like 1 billion upvotes, and I was like, oh god. I don't need this smoke, dude. Your teammates' leader coins also count? Oh, on God?
5 minutes.
This guy's fucking dead. That's a leader coin. Teammate! Teammate! Oh my god, that guy got fucking ran.
You gained the lead.
Not gonna lie, Skelp had a weird opinion of Edge of Fate. It's kind of like he didn't actually understand the reveal. What did he say? If they made a Destiny 3 one change I would love is to be able to choose a Hive Cabal or Fallen Guardian. I mean, right now only Hive Guardians exist. I wonder if they're still gonna go down. I felt for a long time, especially with the Mithrax story, like they were in Ido. Like I was convinced they were gonna start making Hive or Fallen Guardians, Elixir Guardians, but then they never kind of did. So I'm curious if that like continues. Oh, good dodge, buddy. Good fucking dodge. That the expansion is iterative, unlike previous ones, and it doesn't look like the game is improving for new players. I'm not going to say like all the new players stuff is like done, but that's like the entire point between the portal system, a lot of the soft sunsetting they're doing, the reset of lights. There are so many quality of life changes that they are making explicitly and primarily to make the new player experience better.
Nearly there. Fight on and claim victory.
It's a weird take. I don't know. That's also me not like actually listening to what he said, right? So maybe he had a more nuanced take than that. I don't know. Do you think for Destiny 3 they'll drop Gambit? Dog. I don't think there's gonna be a Destiny 3 anytime soon, but fuck, if they spend development time on Gambit too, I'm losing it. I feel like quality of life changes are biting around the edge of fundamental issues. Fundamental issue of the new player experience. Well, that's because the fundamental issue of a new player experience is how the fuck do you onboard someone onto a decade-old game? The best solution for that is a Destiny 3. That's not happening. So anything in lieu of that is essentially doing what you described. There is no adequate way to onboard someone a decade in. It doesn't happen. It is impossible. It cannot happen, especially not in a world, in a game as expansive as this, that has undergone as many changes as this, has had as many expansions as this. It does not happen. It cannot happen. So yes, all of their fixes, no matter what they do, are biting around the core fundamental issues. But that's because they are not allowed to make a Destiny 3, or they aren't working on a Destiny 3. Yes, Danger Noodle. People did collectively forget that. Gambit isn't even dead or present in Edge of Fate stuff. Well, yeah, I mean, fucking, they haven't. When was the last like actual Gambit thing? Like 4 years ago? Like, it's been dead for a long time. I think people are, every time we have a reveal, people are like, oh, there's no Gambit mentioned. Well, they told us they were killing it after Lightfall. So, like 2 years ago, Joe Blackburn was like, yeah, Gambit's not getting any more updates. We're going to stop making you do it. And I feel like people, yeah, just like forget that happened, and then they keep being like, oh my god, Gambit's dead. And it's like, yeah, Gambit has been dead. You're literally at Gambit's gravestone right now. Check my DMs. Oh god. Oh god. A TikTok, bro. I don't even have a TikTok account. Here we go. Am I about to get flamed or not? Insane? Yeah, but if you watch the fuck video, I say the negative shit
you guys stupid, bro. I don't even know what to tell you anymore. I just don't even know. Yeah, but this one sentence you said in this novel was overly positive for me. So you're so like fuck my ass. Bro.
I kind of spitting though.
So you're saying they used the quote out of context? I mean, it was definitely a marketing thing. You can literally hear me. Like, if you look at the second quote, you hear me say it. Damn, Scarrow 9's not very likable. Your mom likes me. Hey, 50% of the family's good enough for me.
That's crazy. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I don't remember that at all. Oh, Jesus. That's so funny. Jesus Christ. Your mom likes me, isn't it? That is so out of pocket, dude. Jesus. Oh, I have something in my eye. Fuck. Oh, man. Unhinged me. I'm clearly talking about Marathon there, too. Which is weird that it's posted to a Destiny Clips account. That's so funny. This guy just seems to take clips from streamers and caption them. No one asked to use my content. I should hire that guy to make me shorts, though. If I had an anti-cross personality, what would it be? Scarrow 10? Scarrow 69? That's a leader. I'm not gonna get his coin though. Fuck. Scarrow on your maw. Oh, I see a leader. This will help though. Shit. Your mom likes me. That's insane that I fucking said that, dude. Jesus Christ. I feel kind of bad. I didn't, like... That's the one fight. That's what I'm talking about. I feel bad because I internalized all this rage from the stupid comments, bro. And like once a month, generously once a month, just one comment puts me over the edge, and then I'm just so mean to some like random guy, dude. That guy was probably 12 years old.
I bet they didn't expect that.
Talking about his mom courting me. It's insane. Do the barrel roll. Oh! Oh, that guy got fucking sniped, man. Oh, I'm dead. Controversial opinion, they should replace the Griffin boost with a name function that gives the... Why not just add a name function? A Sparrow without any sort of boost is useless. Like, no one would ever use it if it didn't have a boost. Its boost is already pretty mid, but I wouldn't say remove it, just give it an additional aiming functionality. Oh my god, we're running these kids. Goodbye. Yes! They don't feel bad for coming into chat and talking shit, but yeah, like, I don't base like my moral high ground off of fucking how 12-year-olds present themselves in my chat, you know what I mean? Like, Gotta be better. I gotta be better. Although the occasional clapback I think is okay when people are being irrational, but I gotta make sure that they're just being stupid and not just being kids, you know? Like if someone unironically drops Oscaro's not very likable in chat, they're probably very young. I have to admit. Like no fucking grown-ass adult's gonna be like, well, you're not very likable, bro. I don't want to be your friend. Like, you know what I mean? That's a kid. I gotta pause. I gotta take a second, take a deep breath.
You're almost there.
Yo, Cole, what's up? No, damn, I was on a heater, dude. I'm pretty good at this heavy metal shit, eh? I thought this mode was gonna suck. It's actually awesome. It's just like, it's just fun. It's just fun. It's called a Drake, not a tank. Well, I don't know. That's kind of like being like, oh, it's called a Focus, not a Ford. You know what I mean? Like, well, it's a Drake model of tank, I would say. You never do any more solo raid encounters? Yeah, I do plan. Like, the plan is 100%. At some point this season, I would like, in the next 9 weeks, 9.5 weeks, I would like to revisit Solo Flawless, Root of Nightmares. But I just like, you know, there's shit to do. But yeah, the plan is definitely to fit in some of that, especially to, you know, to get back into practice for, the like the new expansion and like new raid and shit. So, yeah, I am excited. Subscribe. I just saw an insane clip of you on TikTok. Were you watching stream? We literally just watched that on stream. I'm here for the fucking Scaro TikTok arc. I'm gonna sue that guy for taking my content without asking, and then I'm gonna re-upload that short to my channel and take all the money. Just kidding. I don't mind if people make clips of me, as long as it's not me being too unhinged. But shit like that, have fun, whatever. How do you get the wings? Oh, this was the Dawning armor set. You actually cannot anymore. Until next Christmas, presumably. I'm very interested to see how many small events like this there are. The one of you saying your mom likes me? Yeah, we literally just watched that. That's so funny. The intro cinematic does not have to go that hard. I know, it's awesome. Oh my god, I'm fucking throwing. This mode just rains Catalyst. Oh, does it? Oh, no! What sort of event would you like to see next? I'm really excited for Arms Week. The idea that we're gonna have a few select new weapons to grind, and there's a shiny grind on top of that, that really excites me. That really excites me. Why would you do that? The fuck was that? Why would he do that? That's cool that it rains Catalyst, though. I like when they make things more rewarding than normal. Even if they don't say anything about it, I think that's kind of cool.
I bet they didn't
Damn. So we'll see. I'm excited for those sorts of events and just small stuff like this is the perfect opportunity for them to bring back things like Crimson Doubles, a week with a doubles mode, unique cosmetics, you know, that sort of stuff. I think this is a really good opportunity for them to do something like SRL again too. That one, admittedly, like definitely takes more work. So I'm not sure what the dev resources look like on that front, but that sort of stuff. Like I think these short burst events are a really, really, really great opportunity for very unique game modes and very unique rewards. And in a way that doesn't necessarily burn you out. And I think that's cool. What is Arms Week? They've talked about it a little bit, but essentially it's going to be like a short event like this. There's going to be a unique slate of weapons that you can grind for. It's going to have its own unique skin, like shiny that you can grind for. Just like a gun farmer's dream. I'm not really sure if there's like an activity or anything. I'm not too aware of that. Are you excited for the hidden secrets in the collector's edition? Oh, of course, of course. I'm a little skeptical. I hope there's an ARG. The final shape one did not have an ARG, and that makes me a little worried. So I hope there is one. Man, I'm bad. Oh man, I'm bad.
Strong start. Fight
on. But we'll see. We'll see. How often do you think we'll get mini events like this versus event? I would expect like 2 or 3 times a quarter. There's definitely at least a cipher of some sort. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. The cipher thing is like definitely used for an emblem code at least. I would like for it to be used for more. I mean, there's always 4 or 5 mini puzzles that turn into emblems. That's how it works, like literally every time. And it's just hoping that one of the puzzles also turns into an ARG. Read new player experience. I don't think they need a Destiny 3. I think they need an intro questline that introduces and engages players into the new, the great world that is Destiny. There is that. That exists. It's not good enough. The Destiny is it's just too big. It's too big. We're talking about, you know, realistically closer to 4 years of content because of the DCB, but it's too big. You know, we have a decade of storytelling that's gone. You can't even access all of it. We do currently have a quest line. It's not the best one in the world that introduces you to the world, that introduces you to some of the different activities, that gives you your first exotics, teaches you about bounties, etc., etc., introduces you to the lore. It's just, I don't think that's the correct way to approach it. Like, a lot of people used to say, like, oh, Red War would be the perfect New Light experience. But, like, I wholly disagree with that. I think that is a very awful take. Because none of that story is relevant anymore by, like, a long shot. It's a very simple campaign. No mechanics, nothing introduces you to, you know, introducing to people to how Destiny played 7 years ago is not a good intro into Destiny. And so, like, I truly, like, if Bungie, if the focus is getting new people in on the franchise, there's, in my opinion, not a single thing that comes anywhere close to being as effective as a Destiny. You shed all of it. You shed a lot of the narrative weight. Like, it's still there. The lore of the universe is still there, but it doesn't matter for the current game. But, like, the lore of the Light and Dark Saga, even though we're done, still matters for Destiny 2, because almost every activity that you do in this game is fueled directly because of or in response to the Light and Dark Saga. For instance, many instances. We have a lot of, even though, like, old armor systems don't exist anymore and all this stuff doesn't exist anymore, there's still a lot of that in the game in different ways that, you know, that is mentioned or still available that's kind of useless. And they've been doing a good job, like, going through and, like, refreshing the Dreaming City weapons and stuff and adding stuff, but, like, you think a new player's gonna understand why some guns have origin traits and some don't and some fucking aren't? Like, you know what I mean? And it's gonna get even more confusing with tier 5 armor and, oh, why is this weapon not tier 5? And that fucking hunter looks beautiful. You know what I mean? There's just so much, there's so many systems and lore and activity types and everything, and It's just too much. It's too much. Hey, Scaro, I just got back to max triumph score. Is there a bugged triumph that people just got before it was removed? Yes. The Season of Echo's weapon triumph was never fixed by Bungie. But given that there's not a Destiny 3 we need new players in the game, there has to be initial engaging experience that gets people into the game. I think another thing that is more important than that, or maybe equally as important, that is clearly what they're focusing on, are streamlining the systems so you don't have as much of a learning curve getting into the game. So doing things like flattening the light, making that more approachable. Doing things like, you know, the armor changes and the weapon changes and making all of that a little bit easier to read and understand and uniform across all the different sources and stuff like that. The portal system is literally that as well. And so it's like, yeah, the intro quest should be better. I don't think there's a good version of that quest that ever works in Destiny 2, to be completely honest. I just don't. I don't see a world where anyone with any reasonable budget or amount of time makes a comprehensible, or, well, that, but I was going to say comprehensive, New Light quest experience that adequately can get people introduced to the fucking absurd amount of different activities and things in the Destiny universe. I just do not think that is a feasible task. You know, it's easy to say, like, oh, they just need to do this. But if you sit down and think about what does that look like, it is just not possible. Callum, what's up? Thank you for the prime, my friend. DLCs from 10 years ago should be free. DLCs from, like, max 2 years ago should be free. At this point, Lightfall should be free. There's no reason well, I mean, there's a business justification, but from getting people interested in Destiny, it only hurts. It only hurts. Well, Lightfall shouldn't cost money anyways, but like, but like Witch Queen should be free. I appreciate that, Colin. Like, who in their right mind's gonna buy the online? Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. Also, I think a lot of the streamlining that they're doing with, like, getting rid of the dungeon pass and getting rid of the event pass and streamlining everything and making it more approachable, I think a lot of that has a lot of the reason they do that is to also streamline that experience. And also that has the added benefit of, like, making the public, like, perception or response to Destiny's monetization system maybe a little bit more healthy as well. But it's like, you know, they're streamlining it. They're getting rid of a lot of the extra purchases. Seasons are free now. Dungeons come with the expansions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, they're removing a lot of that barrier of entry and streamlining a lot of the core fundamental systems within Destiny. And personally, I think that is, I've been preaching that for years. Like, every time, probably for the last 3 years, that someone has brought up, like, oh, they need a better New Light quest. It's not that they don't or they couldn't use it. I just don't think that's a very feasible task. And I think the much easier way to approach this is you make... It doesn't matter how fucking good your onboarding quest is. If I'm a new player and I'm getting confused by, like, all these overlapping systems an hour into the game, I'm just, like, not... I lose interest. I don't care how fucking good the mission is. If I have no idea how to, like, build my character or my abilities or what this activity is or blah, 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 like, none of it matters. Like, the gameplay at the end of the day is, like, the thing that hooks people about Destiny. So that experience needs to be fucking solid before you even start to care about any sort of mission experience. In my opinion. I've been preaching that for a long time. And it seems like they, at least now, agree. Even like a few weeks for people to grind it and keep what they unlock would be great. They do that. They do that. Usually, like, through Epic and stuff, they do that. New Light sure needs a complete revamp for anyone who has an idea what's happening. Doesn't help that most of the game is missing. I can imagine, like, a lot of the dialogue and strikes will always confuse new players, and, like, that doesn't get better with a better in New Light quest. That is one of the many examples where it's like, yeah, we should just, like, fucking if the core focus of the Destiny experience, like if you in your head are approaching this from a, we need this to be more approachable from new players, then the best answer, period, is a Destiny 3, is a fresh start. Built with that in mind. Or partially built with that in mind. I think there are a lot of downsides to a Destiny 3. Especially for hardcore players like us. Like I think there are a lot of good things that come from that. Unique experiences, you know, hopefully like a more stable foundation going forward. Streamlining the tech debt or getting rid of all of the tech debt, whatever. I think there's a lot of benefits, but just like taking the amount of content we have now and just fucking cutting it into like a fucking 20th of it for a year or whatever, and then slowly building up to that much content again is going to hurt. Being able to go run just like any fucking raid I want to right now is very nice. Well, you know, DCV notwithstanding. But you know, we have 12 raids we can go run. With the Destiny 3, that is just not the reality. Counterpoint, Destiny 3 means no gambit. Yeah, that is definitely one of the bonuses. That guy got absolutely shit on. I just want to say that. I reckon, like how Year of the Prophecy kicks off with huge core game changes, the next year will kick off with a large player experience change. Maybe. I mean, they've really been, if you think about every year since Witch Queen, though, every single year since Witch Queen has had a major revamp to a number of core systems. You know, from crafting to loadouts to in-game LFG, to the Guardian rank system, to I know I'm forgetting like a fuck ton, but the armor mod changes, like these every year they do this. The subclass, yeah, subclass 3.0s. That's a really good one. It's every year we get this sort of shit. This isn't like a new thing just for Edge of Fate. That's just this year's version of it. See, I don't know. I just think there needs to be a narrative hook right away. What I'm trying to convey is not that there doesn't need to be a narrative hook. I don't think it is possible in the current system to have an effective narrative hook that does better than they currently do. I will say that new light cutscene that they have is fucking baller. But now this saga's over as well. But like so much of like, how do you have a narrative hook to get people hooked into Edge of Fate when they're say you were just introduced to Destiny 2 today? You start playing Destiny 2. 98% of everything in this game right now has to do with the saga that you missed. Like Saga of Light and Dark. How do you narratively hook a saga that's gone? Or if you're narratively hooking for the next saga, how do you effectively convey to a bunch of players, hey, I know you haven't played this 1,000 hours worth of gameplay, 5,000 hours worth of gameplay. Yeah, you don't really need to understand any of that. Just go play it. Or don't. Just ignore it. You know what I mean? Like, there's not... You can't. It's just like, it's just not how it works. You can't be like, hey, welcome to the game, ignore all of that. Get excited for the new stuff. When the new stuff is all built, the reason we're excited for the new stuff is literally because of how the last saga ended. Man, I'm getting my ass fucking kicked this game. Holy God, bro. You adopted a new light Australian? Congratulations. So that's kind of where I'm at. Is playing the campaigns not enough? I mean, playing the campaigns is fine, but so much of the Destiny experience. I mean, live service games work on so much more than the narrative, right? But these guys are fucking good. Are they a stack? Or are we just getting fucking ran? Oh my god, we're getting just ran, dude.
Your enemy has defeated you.
Like, yeah, Destiny does have great gameplay and has great narrative, but like, keep in mind, like, so much of what makes the best times in Destiny good is community sentiment and like stuff that happens on the fly. That's what, personally, when people ask like, oh, what do I buy? Like, what do I play for Destiny first? Or like, oh, I've skipped. This really applies more to this situation. I've skipped the last 3 years of Destiny. I haven't played since Witch Queen. Where do I start? My answer is almost always like now. Like, get the current season, because at least in my mind, the hook of Destiny, the most incredible stuff in Destiny is like discovering and learning new stuff with the whole community at the same time. Playing through the new campaign or story missions, learning the new lore, doing the new puzzles or ARGs or community events, or experiencing the new dungeon as the whole community is figuring out how it works. That's the hook of Destiny. That's why live service games work. And Destiny does that better than any live service game I've seen ever. And I think that's a large part of the staying power of Destiny. I think that's so important. They told 3 standalone stories in 3 episodes. So the intro questline. None of these stories. So they're not standalone though. If you just go into Echoes, you have no idea what the fuck's going on. Echoes only exists because it is building on 10 years of Vex lore. That is especially true with Revenant, and that is even more especially true with Heresy. If you launch a person who knows nothing about Destiny into fucking Heresy, they're gonna be like, oh, why no one cares that this bitch died in the first cutscene. No one fucking cares. That's not how it works. You know? Or the revelation of Eris getting fucking resurrected. No one's like, who the fuck cares? I just don't think there's look, I'm not saying that the New Light quest shouldn't be redone or fleshed out. I don't think it is feasible to expect them to do that in a very streamlined, effective, or efficient way. It's just not, it's a tall order. We can sit here and say it all we want, but there's no like actual solution that I've ever heard that anyone can like actually convey. It's easy to say here and like, they just need to make the New Light experience better, but a lot of that comes down to the reason Destiny succeeded in the first place was, of course, like how the gameplay felt and how the game played. It wasn't narrative. The narrative of Destiny was bad until like 2 years ago. Then, like, once again, Pluto, like, you can disagree all you want, but my claim is no one has presented a better way. So, like, feel free. You know what I mean? You're talking in large generalities right now. None of it you have not presented a way, like a solution. You are making large sweeping statements, and I've seen people do this for fucking 5 years about the New Light experience, but no one has ever been like, oh, this is how people get hooked. Checked Discord DMs. I made you a toxic Scaro69 alter ego icon. No shot. This is awesome. Let's see. Let's see it. Dude, yes! Let's fucking go! Okay. That's going right on the stream deck. And anytime I'm about to pop off, I'm going, Scaro69's coming out. Hit the button, it pops up. The logo pops up. That's fucking awesome. Making an emoji? Yeah, okay. I like it. Well, Twitch let me name an emoji 69. I feel like... Isn't it Bungie's job to figure out how to make an engaging new player experience? Yeah, and... Okay. Maybe I need to talk more slowly. Or maybe I'm just not as good at conveying information as I thought. What Bungie is clearly doing with the portal system and with streamlining or resetting the light system and simplifying the armor system and changing and like normalizing and once again streamlining the weapon system, they are clearly trying to streamline the new player experience with the core systems of the game instead of throwing people and relying on their ability to hook people with the narrative or mission type like they currently do. The new player experience right now is so trash because it throws you into a narrative that no one gives a fuck about and is clearly outdated. And even if players want to know more about the narrative, they can't because most of that isn't in the game right now. But the new system, the new light system, does not explain how the game works. Because the game is very big and very complex and has a lot of systems overlapping each other. So clearly what they are doing, please listen to me. Clearly what they are doing here, all of the changes that they have been making over the last couple of years, and really they're bringing to a T with Edge of Fate, has the core and very explicit purpose of simplifying the complexity of the game in a way that makes it easier to learn and more approachable from people who are new to this franchise or have left the franchise and are returning after a very long time. That's my TED Talk. I'm kind of done talking about this. Would you agree that F students are the inventors? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm seeing this firsthand with a friend. I'm talking through the game right now. Pretty much everything changed with Edge of Fate has been something I brought up or had an issue with. Yeah. Oh, fucking huge, Cody. Thank you. God, that's so good. That's so good, actually. Elevator pitch. 5 to 10 hour intro mission. Tells a compelling self-contained story. Introduces small select key characters in the small core game system. So if this doesn't exist, there's nothing to keep players invested in the broader world of Destiny. I don't think it can be too self-contained. Just critiquing. I said I was done talking about this, but I fucking lied. Because you have to tie it into the broader world, or else people are going to play and be like, all right, I've had enough. It can't be too self-contained. 5 to 10 hours is longer than, like, most expansions. Just throwing that out there as well. What hooks new light players are guns and abilities. No one gives a damn about the narrative, or the story, until they spend hours on YouTube watching cutscenes and live. Yes. Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
Bring victory.
Warframe/SC2 has the problem of either going to a wiki, Twitch, or YouTube to figure out the game. I think that is just inherent when you have any game that is a fucking decade plus old. That's how it works. It is just so, like, it's like if I like even something like, think about like the MCU right now. It's the same thing. How do you introduce new people to the MCU? Oh, go watch everything that's already happened. And that's like a significantly less intensive like time investment. You know, how many hours of MCU content are there? If you include all of the movies and all of the TV shows. I guess if we do the original, it would maybe 100 hours, something like that, including like all the old Netflix shit and stuff. Maybe it might be like 150. It might actually be more. There's a lot of seasons of some of those. Let's say 150, 200 hours, somewhere in there. Now, think about doing that with Destiny. You can't even play all the content, but imagine you could. How many hours would it take to effectively play through everything that's happened in the last 10 years of Destiny? 10 years of Destiny. 1,000 hours at least to like effectively play through it, like to understand the story, to play all the activities, to learn all the raids, all the dungeons. It would take and I'm not saying like, oh, hop in my backpack, I'm gonna carry you through a deep stone crypt. I mean like actually experience Destiny, and understand where Destiny is. It would take forever. It would take literally forever. What's my hoe at? Yeah, exactly. What do I still need here? Oh, I'm getting close. I need to make sure I'm focusing on the secondary fire here. That's taking me the longest. Yeah. "15 minutes max," yeah. I feel like most veteran players who care about the new light experience just use it as a talking point to try to force Bungie to crank out a sequel. I'm really curious, like, I don't know, maybe I'm cynical, but I feel like also as time goes on, you're less and less likely to get new players anyways, right? Like, at what point is refining the new light experience, like spending that much time on it, at what point is it just a moot point? You know? I would love to see statistics about how many people are actually joining the game actively. Or, like, let's say, like, how many people that haven't played in a year or two, how many of them are actually returning to the game in a meaningful way? I would really love to see those statistics. I think they were talking about them, you know, near Witch Queen or whatever, when they first made everything free on Epic for the first time. But I don't think they've talked about it for a long time. Think the game should have like a basic codex so you know what every character's deal is to a new player, but let the complexity speak for itself. But like, I don't know about you guys, if I start a game, if I play Warframe, which is not happening, but if I play Warframe and it's like, oh yeah, go to this fucking encyclopedia to read about the history of this character, I'm tuning out. I can't even be bothered to learn the lore for blueprints. And the lore helps you solve puzzles in that game, and I love puzzles. There's not a fucking chance I spend 50 hours reading an in-game encyclopedia to understand fucking Warframe. You know what I mean? That's just not happening. That's one of those things that sounds like a great idea as someone who's like invested in the lore, but practically it's a waste of time. I have like completely 100% honestly, guys. I truly believe this, and I would, you know, I will eat this. I will eat my fucking words all day long if we have any way to disprove this. But out of every single reason that people start to play Destiny, or would continue to play Destiny, narrative has to be like literally one of the last reasons. All in all, most of Destiny's story is like pretty generic. If you've seen Harry Potter, if you've seen Star Wars, if you played any fucking space alien game ever, you've seen most of Destiny's stories in one way or another. They're not really that interesting. You know, there are some interesting things they've done with it, but most of the interesting parts of the narrative manifest through actual gameplay experiences. The Witness is a much more compelling villain because they are so fucking fun to fight in Iconoclasm and in is that what the final mission's called? I feel like it is. And in Salvation's Edge and in
5 minutes.
Excision.
Plenty of time,
right? Like a lot of that manifests through actual gameplay. Destiny is becoming Star Wars. Alright, Sai.
You could turn this tide.
Save the Twitter blue takes for later, buddy. It's like no one. I just have such a hard time believing that anyone like starts playing Destiny. They're like, oh yeah, this narrative's sick, bro. I don't know how to play the game, but the narrative's so cool that I'm still playing. But I feel like a lot of people would play Destiny, and especially if there's a way to understand the gameplay mechanics. Be like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but goddamn, does it feel fun to play? I feel like half of you fuckers do that. I feel like most people that have more than 1,000 hours in Destiny have that exact same mentality. I have no. The lore's for pussies, bro. But goddamn, is it fun to play? You know what I mean? I'd rather have Bungie throw money at Star Wars content than Disney make Star Wars content. That's actually fucking awesome. Oh god. I don't know. Bro, it's John Destiny. Oh, how did I miss that? Come on, fall off the cliff. Why are you like this, John Destiny? No, give me your coin. Give me your coin. No, man. Norman! I need the leader's coin. Yes. I got the Allspark.
3 minutes remaining.
Is there a tank here? Oh, shit. Try to refresh or log in and log out in the heap. Norman. I cannot believe I threw that so hard.
The enemy's almost won.
I hope that's not the John Destiny I'm thinking of. Dude, it's fucking Lodi or whatever. Lodi? Lodi? It's John Destiny, bro. One sec, I'm gonna hit it. Are you serious? Are you serious? I wanted to ramp and rocket that guy. I really wanted to. Oh, I can get... One of these guys was really weak. I can totally get a secondary kill on him. Okay, one more regular rocket here. No, come back. Come back here. Come fucking back here, fool. Yes, yes. Goodbye. Okay, secondary kill here.
You're defeated. Fight again.
2 secondary kills.
Persistence is key.
That was huge. This is not the Destiny 2 I remember. Oh, it's fucking Destiny 2 now. Okay. Just need a few more secondary kills here, and then we're good. Then we got the guild. Then we are a heavy metal guild, bro. Guild 81, title. 6074. Fuck. Insane. That means, this shit's gonna be title 75. What's required for the guild? It's pretty straightforward. Kill leaders, which are the glowy gold guys, collect leader coins, defeat targets with your secondary attack, and become a leader. It's pretty easy. It's insane how just putting glasses on a character makes him look out of place in Destiny. I don't know how to explain it, but his character model is also like higher resolution for sure, right? When I saw him, I was like, there's too many polygons here. The chip is sick, right? It's from doing the chess ARG. What's your PhD thesis involved in? I did, so I made amphiphilic copolymers. So I did mostly the design and synthesis of the monomers and the polymers. They were olefins, so most of them were some derivative of like alpha olefins in maleic acid. And then the end goal was protein extraction for them. I did not do any click chemistry for my PhD. In undergrad, though, I did some very simple click chemistry, copper-mediated click chemistry, for some pretty simple chemical modifications. Click chemistry is sick. Got the itch to play Destiny 2 again, but I don't know if I should. I mean, just fucking send it. You have a master's in cell biology, but I never finished my PhD. Hey, biology PhDs usually take longer. It's, at least where I went, the average bio PhD was 7 years. Chemistry was 4.5. I can't even fucking imagine. But usually, you know, like, especially for cellular, you have to wait for like cultures to grow and shit. Like, fuck all of that. I just buy chemicals, turn them into gooey goo, dissolve them into some water, call it a day. This game is so fucking cool, dude. A lot of Breaking Bad was fairly accurate. There are certain tendencies that really piss me off in Breaking Bad. Like, specific, the one I cite a lot that really pisses me off, when they're like, oh my god, this is a waste of time, it's only 92% pure. And it's just like, just recrystallize it. And then they're like throwing it out. It's like, no, that shit's expensive. Just fucking recrystallize it. Some solvent and some non-solvent is going to be way fucking cheaper than doing all the, you know, the multi-step synthesis again. Really bugged me a lot. Imagine Renegade, we get pod racing. It would be cool to have some form of SRO racing. If you've ever had an organic chemistry class, you've probably seen some of the synthesis of meth. I know multiple organic professors that thought it was the funniest shit ever to put, or like, oh, when you're learning about different functional groups, like they'll throw LSD up or on the screen or whatever, and it's like, oh, these kids will never know. They think it's so fucking funny. At least it makes the class entertaining. Well, like, they don't tell the students that it's this stuff. It's like an inside joke. You felt an earthquake this morning? How the fuck did that happen? Well, you see, when two continental plates love each other very much, they have sex, and it rumbles the earth, and it's very hot. Bro, stop giving this guy health. I'm trying to kill him with my secondary attack. Connor, thank you for the super chat. But you aren't near any plates? T-Storm. Are you serious right now? You are near plates, dog. T-Storm, what's like the giant fucking thing that your area of the world is known for? The intro cutscene was reminiscent of the old Battlefield games. I love it. Yeah, and the new like Call of Duty stuff too. Nuclear. No, dog. Natural. The fucking Smokies, dog. All right, class. We're gonna review how mountain babies are made. That's why I'm confused. What? Scare 69. Yeah. So I think, Lab, aren't you allowed to add emotes?
I bet they didn't expect that.
Oh! That's a secondary kill. Yes. When did mommy play and a daddy play love each other very much. They make mountain babies. Well, they love each other very much, and then... Well, yeah, they make mountain babies. Yeah. Because one plate... Four. Nope. Oh. 1 second. I'll add this mode after this game. So generally, T-Storm, when there's mountains, you're near a fault line. Seems more like a bedroom incident than making a baby. Why not both? Or islands if it's in the middle of the ocean.
3 minutes.
I took Orgo in college recently. I wasn't gonna lie, it wasn't as bad as I thought. High-level bio classes are way harder. So the nice thing about chemistry is that chemistry
Your enemy
is you can understand it and apply that knowledge to a lot of other stuff. The thing with biology is it doesn't make any fucking sense. And I like to say biology is essentially chemistry with more memorization and depression. And there's like a lot of like when you're going through like the pyruvate cycle or whatever, a lot of it's just like, oh, this enzyme just does this. You know what I mean? Oh, this enzyme just does this. But in chemistry, when you, especially organic chemistry, metallo-organics and like inorganic chemistry, it's a lot more of just like hand wavy, electrons go, blah, blah, blah. Organic chemistry is very, very logical. If you understand how things work, you can generally have a good idea of like what's going to happen. And it's all like logic based. But biology is just fucking made up. It's just like, oh yeah, pyruvate synthase does its thing. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck's happening here? What's the most goated island in the world? Probably Australia, dude. At what point does an island stop counting as an island? Like, there has to be a size. What's the scariest chemical you work with? Now, I don't really work with anything that crazy. In grad school, I worked with, oh my god. I forgot the name of it. DMAP, dimethylaminopyridine. And that shit will, if you ingest it, you're fine, but if it gets on your skin, it's like highly toxic. Like very highly toxic. So that shit was not, I was always very nervous about that. I worked with like Mbuli and stuff a lot, which is highly pyrophoric, diball, a lot as well. MAO, just like a lot of pyrophorics, nothing too crazy. But DMAP always scared the shit out of me. Sorry, I'm trying to add emotes. Noggles, don't let me forget to answer that question, because I like talking about that. Because I think it's a good lesson for people. Oh, where the fuck did he go? Oh, what file type is this? I think I'm gonna have to, copy. Give me a second. We're adding the evil Scarrow emote. I don't think Twitch is gonna like. I'm gonna have to find a way to name this. I'll try 69, but I'm probably gonna have to call it like Evil Scarrow or something. Oh, it added. You guys should be able to use it. You should be able to use it. So when I pop off on the one random chatter every month or whatever, you guys have to start spamming the Scarrow 69 emote. So the man, chemistry's always messing with my brain. Y'all just yelling out random letters together. They mean things, I promise. When did you realize you loved chemistry and want to go to school for it? I kind of just like fell into it. So I did my associate's degree in high school, and I had to declare a major for that. So I was like 15 years old. I had to declare a major. I didn't know what the fuck I wanted. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I definitely didn't know 12 years ago. So I just, chemistry was the only class that like challenged me at the time. So I just picked it, went for it, finished my associate's degree. A couple weeks later, finished high school, and then went to 4-year university, had to pick a major there. And I just kind of kept going with chemistry. Did undergrad research. I was pretty good at it. I liked it. Learned about polymers. And then I was like, polymer chemistry was like my very last class I took. I was like, holy shit, these things are cool. And that's when I finally fell in love with it. And then I finished my bachelor's, and to make like any amount of money in chemistry, you pretty much have to go for, I mean, you can make, as a technician or something with a bachelor's, you can probably make like 70, 80,000. Not a bad amount of money, but not, you know, I'm trying to retire when I'm not 80 years old. So I went for the full PhD, picked polymers because polymers are base as fuck, and here we are. It's hard to wrap your brain around all the magical shit that happens. Yeah, it's like once you learn organic chemistry, you get it, but there's a reason it's a fucking weed out class. Like you kind of have to like reformat your brain. Come on, get on this. Yes! Yo, toxic. Oh my, if my teammate hit their shots, that was a secondary kill. Oh shit, I'm dead. Get fucking outplayed, dude. Okay, that's the guild. I took it in high school and I thought it was so interesting and fun, but my god, I was terrible at it. You can get better, though. Hoping that 2 expansions per year means it's more likely that the soundtrack for one of the incoming expansions is entirely guitar metal based. I'll take it. Do I need to get gold every time? 2 fake shinies, or is that just for title? I don't know what you're talking about. Can you explain that a little bit better, Max? Oh, I thought he was gonna keep going. There he goes. Bam! Oh, I shot the ground. P-Chem was so much worse than O-Chem. The thing about P-Chem is it's all fucking thermodynamics, whatever. Kinetics, kind of annoying. When you get to the quantum part of physical chemistry, it's like, what the fuck is a Hamiltonian? You guys are making shit up. Linear algebra, fucking particle in a box. You're making shit up, man. Those teachers, what the fuck are they doing? Why does any of this matter? I wasn't even that bad at physical chemistry. I have no idea why any of the quantum shit matters at all. Thermodynamics, as an organic chemist or as a polymer chemist who does a lot of organic synthesis, like you think about kinetics, you think about thermodynamics a lot. I mean, polymers, like the temperature and like rates of polymerization versus depolymerization. Like these are very important things to consider in many different types of polymer syntheses. But fucking quantum, bro? Get out of here, man. Hamiltonian. If someone ever asked me dead ass to solve a Hamiltonian, I'm out, dude. I'll quit. I'll find a different job. I do not care. Fucking Hamiltonian. Shit out of here, dude. Brings us closer to understanding how the universe works? Yeah, but it doesn't bring me closer to caring. Do I need to have a gold rating when I farm Spire first encounter in order for shinies to drop? Oh, I don't think that affects it. I think that that seems to affect, as far as I'm aware, and I could be wrong, but I think like your platinum, gold, silver, or gold, silver, whatever. I think that mostly affects the number of materials you get and the number of perks that you get on adepts. I think.
They have the lead, but the match.
Also, you can get a shiny on a silver run. Yeah. So I think we're done with heavy metal after this match, my friends. Then it's just the Borderlands thing. Oh, you're done. You're done. Learn how to drive, Grandma.
Strong, and this battle is yours.
Get out of here, dude. Oh, I shot the wrong light. Dude, I hate how Briggs can't launch themselves off of things like tanks. Oh. How does heavy metal affect Joe Blackburn's legacy? True and real and based. Destiny's rawest days are ahead of us. I'll take it, dude. All I'm saying is if we got this game mode literally 3 years ago, people would be shitting themselves. They would be like, it's the greatest thing ever, dude. We're too far gone. As a community, we've lost the plot, bro. Anyone complaining about this? You got COVID. You got COVID 10.0. You lost your taste. It's over, dude. It's gone. If you're indifferent, totally get it. If you're like, this is the worst thing we've ever gotten, Bungie sucks because of this, you're gone. You're gone. Your brain is gone. It bled out your nose. It turned to mush. Now you're just an empty, soulless shell. That's what happens. I don't make the rules. Oh, that's the guild, brother. What did we say? Guild 81, I think? Let me check here. Guild 81, title 74. Insane that we're about to get our 75th seal. I guess seal, not technically title. Seal 74. People on Twitter be like, Grok, how do I feel about this mode? That's kind of accurate, though. How are we doing on XP, by the way? Oh, we'll be fine. Easiest title in the history of the game? I kind of feel like Legend was easier, but I don't exactly remember what Legend took. All right, let's watch this fucking Borderlands 4 PAX bullshit. I'm super excited for this. Borderlands 4 developer panel. An hour, bro.
Now I want to bring onto the stage.
I'm fucking 27. I'm a Zoomer. You think I have the attention span for an hour of dev commentary at PAX? I didn't even know they fucking still did PAX. I thought they ended it. All right, 1 second. We'll do this. Fucking, can I watch a cutscene in game or something? I was gonna go fill up my water. Is that really cool? Is that really cool? Fucking, can I watch a fucking thing here? All right, I'm gonna go fill up my water. I'll be right back. Here, wait. I've got this. Destiny, Edge of Fate gameplay trailer. Yeah. All right, cool. Be entertained. I'll be right back.
Observe, connect, conceal. Guardian, I had a vision. Conform, comply, return. They just wanted to show us disasters. Observe, connect, conceal. I'm not human anymore. Return, conform, comply. No one else should know what this feels like. Enough. Terminate your suspicion.
What the fuck is that cannon, by the way? That hand
Remove your
cannon.
scornful blindfold. Observe, connect, conceal.
Oh, why do I have subtitles on? That's gross. This shit looks so good.
Return.
My face when that one chatter.
Return.
My face when that one chatter, bro. Cool. All right. Lock in, everyone.
Two of my best friends from Gearbox. Please put your hands together for Randy Pitchford, founder of Gearbox Entertainment,
If Randy does a fucking magic trick, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind, okay?
and Andrew Reiner, our Global Chief Creative Officer.
At least 10 of this is gonna be Randy doing magic tricks, so we'll be able to skip
Randy,
that.
how's your PAX going?
Oh my god. You guys haven't, who's played Risk? Has anybody played Risk of Rain 2? Like, holy shit. The game, like, for a humble, dude, this is like, they're $25, man. Just do it. It's freaking great. I'm addicted to this game, this humble little thing that just, and there's like 10 million people that have jumped on. If you haven't tried it yet, you owe it to yourself to check it out. It's freaking awesome. I freaking love it. And I'm here right now with you guys. We're here together.
Amazing.
And I get to talk about Borderlands 4.
Reiner, how's your PAX?
I'm having an absolute blast. I love this show. PAX is one of the best shows. I've been going to video game shows since 1995.
Holy shit.
And PAX is one of the best in embracing the community and bringing gamers together. It's so much fun to just sit and talk games with all of you and seeing all the cosplay. Look at this front row.
I'll let you guys get to it. Have a great conversation.
Man says, look at this front row, and then the fucking
great.
parade.
Yeah, holy shit. Look at
Bad
that.
guys
Oh my
over
God,
here.
crazy.
amazing.
This is trouble over here.
I want some photos with you guys later. Is that cool? Awesome, awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna
Hell
skip this.
yeah.
I just
Hell
want to hear
yeah.
about Borderlands 4.
Back to the end of Borderlands 3.
Right now with Borderlands 4, and I'm really, really stoked because I kind of need a game like this right now, you know? I kind of need this, so I'm stoked to play it. I just can't wait to get it done so we can all play together. You guys want to play together? Yeah.
I think Randy's ever tried Destiny. What do we think here, chat?
So let's go back to the end of Borderlands 3, kind of connect the dots for people. Just spend a few seconds before we get to the new stuff, setting the story, Randy. Lilith teleported Elpis away. Why did she do that? What was the purpose of this?
Yeah, so you know, like with the numbered sequels.
I mean, how
we're
much
on a
Destiny
continuum.
DNA is in Borderlands 4? Yeah, but like, how much? I don't know. It also kind of feels like that doesn't mean Randy has to have played it, right? Like, these are ideas that exist in the common ethos now, and then like also they have a lot of developers. I'm sure some of them have played. Just like, I would be shocked if like half of Bungie at least hasn't played Borderlands. You know what I mean?
With the story, and at the end of Borderlands 3, everything that we knew was at stake. Pandora itself, the planet that everybody lived on, was a vault, and the moon of Elpis was the key. And if the key went into the vault, Lilith and all of her friends would die. So she effectively sacrificed herself to save everyone and bamfed Elpis away. But where did it go? Where did it go? And now we know. It went to this other place on the other side of the galaxy, a new place that we call Kairos.
In April, this is a community question that I saw online.
Borderlands 3 did
Where are
have
the rest of the
Dinklebot. I
Crimson
forgot
Raiders?
about that.
So the rest of the Crimson Raiders, they just cannot give up on Lilith. There's always this hope for them. So they have split up.
I wonder how much
trying
input
to
Randy has on
find-
as CEO. I get the impression that, I don't know about gameplay, but I get the feeling he's like super hands-on on like the brand management and marketing stuff. I mean, he's always at the events. For the Borderlands movie, he was like he seemed to be very hands-on with that. It seems like he takes a huge brand management role.
Throughout the galaxy. So
Just from the
that's
outside
the end
looking
of them,
in.
But we're going to get to visit with some of them in Borderlands 4.
And we know the Timekeeper is our big bad in Borderlands 4.
Boy, howdy.
And he rules Kairos with an iron fist, or a golden fist, but we don't know much about him, his motivations. Can you walk us through
The
who
Timekeeper's sick, by the way.
So the Timekeeper wants everything under control. He doesn't want anything to deviate from his vision of what Kairos needs to be. And to maintain that control, he does what, you're gonna do, which is planet-wide propaganda, outlawing vault hunting, doesn't want anything to do with vault hunters. And, if you're gonna do it, you might as well have a massive unyielding army, which is our Order army, and then, you could get a cybernetic implant, put that in everybody's back, and, just control them into submission. So yeah, he holds Kairos very tightly. And
the final fights of Borderlands franchise or of campaigns are typically pretty good. Like, let's go. Steal into the vault monster in Borderlands 1 was really good. Commander Steel, her fight actually was a DLC. The vault monster was pretty good. I mean, the warrior is probably one of the best video game fights. It's so good, dude. Borderlands, the pre-sequel was like an Iridian guy in a vault, right? I don't really remember that one too much. It wasn't the Watcher. Borderlands 3, was it the Watcher? I don't even fucking remember. Borderlands 3 was fine. The Tyrene fight. What was Tiny Tina's final boss? I don't even fucking remember what Tiny Tina's final boss was. They're typically pretty good. The warrior is like the fucking bar. The Dragon Lord. Oh, yes. Not bad. Not bad. I forgot about that though. The yeah, Warrior is definitely like one of the best fights they've had in the entire franchise. I think that's the bar for especially campaign bosses. Warrior was sick. I farmed so many, like I farmed that shit for a conference call. Oh my god, I loved farming the Warrior, dude. Just so cool.
Is clever and he is calculating, but when Elpis comes in and is basically like knocking on the door,
I think the Timekeeper has a good chance to be a really good.
Very rudely.
Or is the Timekeeper even a boss, or is it going to be like Jack, where the Timekeeper, there's like definitely going to be a number of vaults on Cairo, so it's like, you know, is there a big vault guy as the end boss? Usually there is.
The Timekeeper struggling to maintain that control, and you know, you get a couple of vault hunters involved.
Criteria dedicated drops are back.
Lockdown
Oh, do they confirm that?
Thousands.
Like from bosses?
Suddenly, you know, some punk ass vault hunters show up and wreck his shit. He's not cool with that.
So what's happening on the surface now that Elpis is here?
So now that Elpis is here, the people of Kairos didn't really have anything other than abject control in their lives. And so when Elpis comes in, I mean, these people see the stars, like the reality of the stars for the first time. And they start to go, what if there's more? And of course, there's always the first. So someone took the risk of ripping the bolt out of their spine and out of their neck and encouraged everyone to seek that same freedom. Now, the risk of that is you might have a little bit of a personality change, or you might just vomit and die. High risk, high reward.
I love the fact that Borderlands is such like an unserious franchise in terms of like the narrative, and like they're thinking about this from like a fairly like serious point of view, and then the end result is just like making psychos for the 5th time is so good. It's so good, man. I remember the days farming for a sham shield from Bunker. The perfect sham. It's just like, oh, you know, it's a very thought-provoking and interesting world, and there's like 20 events that happen, and then yeah, we made psychos again. It's like, that's so sick. I love that they're saying that's not a criticism. That's like a very fun way that they approach the lore. I like that a lot.
So we're going to see a lot.
Got yours Gilded yesterday? Let's go.
And how ripping out these bolts has affected the community. And you're also going to see how the pressure of remaining under this control, where there's hope and where people are trying to find each other to escape this and make Kairos better for them. I mean, as good as you can get shit in the Borderlands.
Let's dive into our Vault Hunters. We have 4 new ones in this game. And I'm going to ask this to both April and Nick here. So, April, talk about who they are, and Nick, maybe give us some new tidbits on gameplay. Yeah. Let's start with Vex the Siren. She's not your typical Siren.
She's not. Vex is a bit newer to her Siren powers, and she didn't always have a lot of the best situations growing up, and she knows that a lot of bad things happen even if you're a good person. And with this sort of awakening of her
Borderlands 3 worth playing before this game? That's an interesting question. I don't know. I'm not going to revisit it. I didn't like the core game of Borderlands 3 very much, and I didn't play the DLC, so I'm not really sure. I will say typically lore is much less important for a Borderlands game. So if you're just worried about understanding what's going on, it's not really that. Look, you're a person who likes to go around and find treasure hoards of ancient alien technology and guns, and it's like, doesn't need to be much deeper than that.
Powers, she can finally do something about it. And
okay, but there's a gun that shoots guns. In Borderlands 3 there is. That's a good one.
Manifests for her is a little spooky and a little cool, and if you're gonna, you know, kick some bad guys in the teeth, you might as well do it with a bunch of Reapers and a big kitty cat.
Yeah, I mean, like you already said, she's definitely the spookiest Siren we've ever had. She's the first siren that can physically manifest physical beings into existence, right? Like you saw her phase cat Trouble. She can summon Reapers and Specters, which is her third action skill that we'll talk about in a little bit. And
good kitty.
Man, she's also the first siren who focuses a lot on kinetic damage. She can actually switch between all the elements, but there's a heavy hook there for those of you who enjoy like lifesteal or draining the souls of your enemies. So that's just pretty cool.
In April, you know, from the first day I saw our cat in the game, it was named Trouble. Like, there wasn't a placeholder name.
Nope.
I wrote, I was like, that shouldn't change. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Where did that name come from?
I don't know, Nick. Where did that
Yeah,
come
Vex is the zero of this game for sure. I think she'll steal the show.
Cat.
Just immediately.
Cat familiar. And I have a good cat familiar at home too. His name is Trouble, and I just kind of put it in the game. I'm like, I'm gonna name him.
Oh,
my
that's
cat.
a pretty
So
cat.
it just kind of stuck, and I'm pretty happy about it.
Hey, Nick, let me ask you
Real
this.
trouble.
Do you think we could get your other cat's name in a Borderlands game?
My other cat's named Nisha.
Okay, fair.
So, already taken.
All right, let's dive into Rafa. His backstory is really wild.
Rafa. Ugh. Wow. So, Rafa.
Off the bat, I think this is the one I'm least interested in. This is like the Axton turret guy from Borderlands 2, Axton. For me, I'm just not really vibing too much with this guy.
And this had a permanent effect on his bones, his muscles, his organs. So he would struggle to live anywhere else, which sort of isolated him. And he has got a lust for life and wants to be out there and doing things. So along comes Tediore and gives him this exosuit. And because Tediore is going to Tediore, he could die at any moment. The suit could kill him. So ironically, the thing that gave him the ability to explore the universe and the world and like have this big life is also this thing that could kill him. But he just rolls with it. He lives every moment to the fullest, and he's playful and energetic and charming.
He does look
and
cool.
He's
I just don't like.
kinetic as like a vault hunter. And you that's
Could
really
change,
reflected
could
in his
change.
dialogue. I mean, he's so charming that even the enemies have things to say about that. And I think that like fluidity of his movement, you can really see that in his skill trees and his action skills.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, if charisma could kill, he used that as a weapon.
But I don't know much about his skill
unfortunately,
tree, so I'm
it doesn't do
interested in
much.
hearing this.
So instead, he has energy blades. He's got laser guns. He's got shoulder-mounted cannons that some of our fans at home already spotted in the previous trailer. And yeah, he's easily our most agile Vault Hunter to date, and we're really excited for folks to
Well, I mean, okay. Is that true? Because fucking Lilith in Borderlands 1 is so fast. So if that's true, actually, for speedrunning farms, I might actually love this guy.
equip some energy blades and get slicing.
All right, and Harlow is also an interesting character.
I am the movement kid.
Science, technology, but has a connection to a well-known Borderlands family.
So, as some of you rowdy, wonderful fans noticed, Harlow is part of the Trant family. And you can imagine, if
Really?
you heard that 40 to 50 times a day, you would also pick up a book on theoretical physics. And so Harlow is joyful and brilliant, and she's got 5 PhDs. And she has this force of will and this drive.
5 PhDs, come on. Come on. She's like 20. That's not how this works. You don't just get to be good at something and skip past the PhD process. They don't let you do that. That's not how it works.
And why not use all
My
that
consulting
brains
is
and
free,
that creativity
okay?
to just bend gravity to your will.
Yeah, I mean, scientists love to learn new things, especially when that means imploding or exploding your enemies. New ways to do that, right? We've already seen her, you know, destruct in this giant apparatus that fires like a disco ball of destruction. It's pretty cool. She can lift her enemies and slam
3.S
them to the
versus
ground.
Vex for sure.
She even has quite a few gadgets that we haven't quite shown you guys yet, but they're pretty sweet.
All right, and Amon, he is apparently a part of a Vault Hunter worshiping clan, or Vault Monster worshiping clan. Tell us about him.
What?
I will tell you that if you are going to worship vault monsters and decide to open a vault, that's not going to go well. And so unfortunately for Amon, he lost his entire family, he lost his spouse, he lost his friends, his community, and he sort of harnesses this deep grief to decide, well, you know what, a vault monster took something from me, so I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
That is a fucking awesome backstory.
And he is a big, beefy daddy. But I will say there's also this really beautiful warrior poet side to him, and he wants to find community and connection, and he's so single-mindedly focused on literally and figuratively forging his body into a weapon.
Yeah, I mean, other than forging his body, he also has what we call forge drones that live in his spine and the side of his arm. He is literally able to psychically control them and manifest them into all kinds of weapons. I mean, he's got a sword, he's got an axe, he's got a hammer, he's got a shield, he's got a spear, he's got a whip.
This is a long list.
He's got everything that you might expect from a sci-fi Viking, because that's
My name is Evan. You kill my family, prepare to die. So true.
And Randy, let's focus on the planet Kairos a little bit. What can players expect as their...
I want to know more about, what's the guy's name? Blade guy? Rafa. I want to know more about him. Now that I know that he's a movement character and I'm like a movement kid, that's very intriguing to me. Especially because like so much of Borderlands is like optimizing farms. Especially if they're really bringing back dedicated drops like you guys said, which I hope we'll get to here. Then the fast character is going to have such a huge benefit for that sort of gameplay loop.
Traversing this world.
Oh yeah. Well, look, it's if you're like a human living on Earth and you want to like go someplace safe, Kairos sucks. Like you're fucking dead. Like everything will kill you out there. If you're a vault hunter, it's awesome because
This is like I love how the Borderlands devs are just allowed to say shit. You know what I mean? Can you imagine? Like, I don't think a Bungie dev would ever get on a reveal and be like, yeah, you're gonna fucking die. Like, maybe they would. They like to have fun, but they're less crude about it. You know what I mean? The Borderlands people are just like, or Gearbox people are just like, fuck it.
It's also unbelievably amazing. There's incredible vistas and the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, and a range of different atmospheres. Now, some parts are pretty locked down. You know, the Timekeeper did get a hold of this place, and he's got his tamed center of
I'm also very interested in the name Timekeeper, if there's going to be some, like, mechanics or like, narrative reason behind that, or if it's just, like, a cool name. Like, he had the planet locked in a moment in time or whatever, but I hope there's, like, an actual time thing there, you know,
the planet where he commands and controls everything. But
they're passionate about Borderlands 4 gives me hope it's gonna be a truly amazing game. I mean, they're always like super passionate about their games, and I wouldn't even say like I don't even think that like pre-sequel or Borderlands 3 were bad. I just think that they lost a lot of the things that made Borderlands 1 and 2 great, and it sounds like they weren't bad games. They were the Borderlands 3 and pre-sequel. They were good games, and I put a lot of time into, especially the pre-sequel. But they lost a lot of the things that made them hobby games, and it seems like they're putting those back into Borderlands 4 and expanding on it, and that makes me excited. That's good.
It's nuts, and also even in that area, it's not safe unless you are.
Borderlands 2 was a lot better after like 8 months. Yeah. Keep in mind, I played the main campaign. I farmed a lot of Graveward or Gravemind or whatever the fuck, and I never even touched the first DLC. I was out because something Destiny Beyond the Light or whatever had dropped, and that consumed my life. So
for a Vault Hunter, it's just everything's possible, and this is the biggest by far universe that we've built, and it's seamless. There's no load times. Just you see something in anywhere on the screen, a mile away, up in the sky, you will be able to get there.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Where have I heard that before?
Yeah.
Yeah. In Grant, we have dynamic weather systems. Walk us through what players can expect.
Yeah, and Kairos, there will be a myriad of different storms, from rain to thunder to snow and
I'm so
dust.
excited for this game.
They won't have a direct impact on gameplay, like your damage isn't going to increase or decrease because you're in rain, but you will have vision obscurity, you will see some things harder and some things that are easier to see, so just be prepared.
What's up, Bog? It's looking pretty good, man. I'm getting very hyped for Borderlands. I wish we had more than 2 weeks between it and Marathon, to be honest, but it's good. I mean, it's not a bad thing to have too many things to play. You know what I mean?
Kick some butt.
And Kairos is huge. You know, this is
Oh, Bog. I don't know if you like the band Sleep Token, but there's something that made me think of you. In the new album they just had has a song that I'm not even going to try to pronounce, but it kind of looks like a phonetic spelling of the way you say yes man. And when I saw this song, I was like, what the fuck? Yes man. And so I don't know what that word means or how to say it, but it made me think of you.
Place to explore. We're going to have story missions all over the place, but there's other things that you can do in the world. Grant, walk us through some of those as well.
As players go through Kairos, they will have a myriad of things to kind of encounter, ranging from dynamic world bosses to NPCs that need help. All of these are just like loot chases, so anytime you do any of these, you'll be rewarded with good loot and like a loot chest and stuff. So be sure to stop and help the locals, be sure to kill the badasses that spawn, and try to fight the bosses.
I think the open world-ish aspect to this is going to be great. I think some of the most annoying parts of Borderlands 2 were having to like go through different load zones and shit, and like this I think is going to help the game a lot.
And Randy, in our State of Play showcase,
Think they'll mention raid
vaults
bosses?
were mentioned.
I hope they confirm that there
Plural.
is one.
What does that mean?
Plural is plural. Yes, there are vaults. Yes. you want me to give it all up right now? Yeah. One shoulder at a time, baby.
I'm a former journalist. I got to do it. And as I just said, Kairos is huge. How are we getting around?
Well, you know, you can do what you used to do, run and walk, and but there's a whole lot of new stuff. You could jump, of course, and you could double jump, and you could climb, and you could glide, and you could grapple. And
also, leaning into the movement game is a huge W.
You know, we've had some big environments in the past, but we've always when we've wanted to traverse longer distances, you know, you've gone to
should have cut the Warframe show as peak. I mean, I wouldn't really get anything from it.
Your truck or your car or whatever you're into. We kind of came up with this idea, like, what if I can just use Digistruct technology to bring my personal vehicle to me at any time, anywhere, and it's awesome. Like I could.
Yeah, we were playing a different game, similar to ours, in space, I think, on a planet or something. And like, you had like magic powers, and it just, all of a sudden it came to me. What if I could just summon my vehicle anywhere? Imagine that. Super like, we just came up with it. We have no idea why we thought about it. It was just like, it just came to us.
You can just get on a bike and cook. And there's so many cool chassis and tons of customizations that you'll collect and loot. And it's freaking fun to just grab that. And if that's not cool enough for you, then you can grapple too and go. And that's fun.
I will say the grapple system only working in specific, like it looks like there's specific grapple points. I don't like that. I'm never a fan. I think Destiny's grapple system, where you can grapple on literally anything, is the best feeling grapple system in the world. It's like, fuck yeah.
Ways to get around. A lot of ways to get around.
And I've spent a lot of time reading feedback from the State of Play, and one thing people are honing in on is the compass. And
the compass
also,
is good.
You know, this legacy of a mini map. Why do you think the compass is?
Compass is better than minimap. I'll die on that hill, man. Because it lends more towards exploration. It takes up less of the UI. Like, it's just.
And you're looking at me like you're gonna throw the hard shit at me.
I'm giving you the hard one. Yeah.
All right. Well, look. Here's the deal. You guys haven't played the game yet. You know, obviously, when we did Borderlands 1, we didn't have a mini map, and we added it in Borderlands 2. And we noticed that there's some people online going like, wait.
I sent you Metal, just a preview. It's not done. This is not an on-stream thing.
I haven't seen a mini map in what you've shown so far.
Question mark?
On there. I'll tell you the deal, and I'll just be straight with you. We made a big frickin' world, and a lot of the things you do can be local space, but a lot of the things you do or want to do are out there. And a local space map is not a good way to navigate.
I would also bet there's like, we know there's larger maps too. You can probably pull up your map at any
the same
time.
That might be miles away. And a compass.
The cell shading also looks a lot cleaner. Like, I feel like the lines are a lot darker and thinner. It looks a lot more well done. Okay, Joe, I'll wait till after stream. No biggie.
The team really wanted to commit to. These guys are awesome, and they want to push the boundaries of design and environment instead of just a single.
But it looks a lot cleaner than it did in previous
they
Borderlands.
Embraced a lot of verticality. You're going to have more verticality in Borderlands 4 than you've ever seen before in a.
Like, it gives it a lot of really good depth,
and
in a way that other Borderlands haven't done.
A top-down, two-dimensional view is extremely confusing, but with a compass with arrows that tell you if things are up or down, or you have a much better sense of spatial awareness. And we want you to play the game and not play the map.
Is it Unreal 5?
So
Fuck.
we made a commitment, and we put all of that investment
Fucking Intel,
into
bro.
This compass system. And you still have the big map. It's one click away. And we put more cool stuff in there than we've ever done before. We even have like an AI-driven kind of navigation system that'll give you a GPS on the big map to show you the line of where you can go.
You know, say what you will about Randy, and he's got some quirks or whatever, but fuck, he's a salesman, dude. This is exactly what I'm talking about with, like, I think the marathon reveal could have used, if they're insistent on only doing dev on couch stuff, where was this? Where was the gameplay aspect of that? Where, like, if you, like, this is good. This is good. It's just like, I don't understand. Like, the more I think about the marathon reveal, I'm just like, man, Bungie has such a huge legacy of amazing reveals. Like, why are we changing things that much, and why did we settle on that? But yeah, he's a great salesman, and I love the way they're showing this off.
Even an in-world companion Echo bot.
Oh, quick question I've been meaning to ask you. Something I noticed about Marathon is it actually has a bit of cell shading look in some instances outside and not in others. Has Bungie ever talked about that? No, I don't think it's supposed to look cell shaded. Like, I think anywhere where it looks like overtly cell shaded, it's just not done yet. I think that has to do with like the final shadows aren't on there. A lot of the characters and stuff are like way too glossy, which I think gives it more of that cell shaded look as well. I wouldn't expect much of that to. It's hard because there's like cell shaded means a lot of different things. I think when I think cell shaded, I think it looks like this. Like, Marathon's not supposed to look like this. It might be like cell shaded where it looks kind of like Wind Waker or whatever, you know, which is much different than this. But I don't think it's supposed to look anything like.
It has some features there that'll help you navigate, and there's a lot of tools that help you navigate. And you know, look, we're open to thinking about things in the future, but play the game first and understand the choices we've made. And
that's a fucking like. When I hear that, I think two things. Like, wow, he's a great salesman, and he's really selling that, and I believe him, and I'm interested in trying it. I like compasses better anyways. But two, I cannot get the feeling out of my head that if fucking Bungie, if Joe Ziegler said some shit like that, he would be flamed. He would be super flamed. Oh, Bungie wants us to play their game? Are you serious, bro? It's like, I don't know how people are reacting to this. I hear it and I'm like, yeah, that's a valid point. I like everything he said. He sold it really well, and he's very well spoken. Like, it makes sense. But I just can't get it out of my head that if Joe Blackburn said that same shit, or Tyson Green, or fucking... If Luke Smith could pull it off, but if any of the other game leads of Destiny that I can think of said that shit, they would be immediately fucking roasted.
I think you'll see and understand when you realize how big this world is and how playing the game in the world is better than playing the map. Yeah.
You just mentioned Echo 4, our new little companion, adorable little robot.
Can Joe Blackburn or others do a magic trick? I bet Joe Blackburn knows a couple magic tricks. He seems like that type of guy.
Echo 4. So you can see what a charming little dude he is. He's a real chipper, helpful, very, very cute robot. And the animation team at Gearbox is extraordinary. And the work that they put into to make him emote and have this really sweet personality. And I'm going to lean forward and I'm going to look at you and you're going to look at me. I know you don't want to die and fight for your life. I understand that. But I need you to do it just once to see absolutely how sad Echo 4 gets when you die. So if you could just do it once for me, that's all I'm asking. But he not only just does a little robot tear when you cry, he's also actually a very helpful tool in the game, I guess.
Yeah, Echo 4 also controls a lot of your HUD, including giving you options to upgrade your SDUs.
Do you know about the Randy
They also
Pitchford
provide your
2018
rewards
medieval
to those that
times
didn't
USB
want to
drive
talk to
controversy?
Lilith for the 30th time.
I don't really know what that
can
means,
now
but that
have
sounds
rewards
like a
that are
chat
sent to you from
GPT
Echo
prompt.
4.
That's an insane
And
string
you
of
can
words.
customize them too, right?
Yeah, you can have plenty of customizations for Echo 4.
So
Yeah.
many, too many. Yeah.
We can't tell you all of them, but there might be some hats involved.
Yeah.
And it's a and it's a companion navigation AI. So if you get lost, just your buddy will help you. Yeah.
Grant and Nick, let's dive into our guns. What can we expect from our manufacturers this time around?
Are there guns in this game?
There's a few.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
They're just a little bit.
Two hands.
Here's
this
your
time.
Wikipedia page? Okay, well, later.
We have 5 returning favorite manufacturers, the Jacobs, Maliwan, Vladoff, TDOR, and Torg. Those are our 5 returning favorites. And then we have 3 brand new ones, the Ripper, Daedalus, and Order.
Yeah, and I mean, and we also have ones that are parts only, right? I mean, we got the Hyperion with the shields, COV, so you can make any gun into a heat gun. And
Parts
Atlas,
only
you
is
can,
so
you know,
weird.
shoot that sweet tracking dart and go blasting, right?
Yes, there's nothing more satisfying than a homing Torg.
Who are we missing here? What are we missing? Are there any missing? I'm trying to think. I think there's a Borderlands 1 missing, right? Doll? Oh, Doll. Yeah. Was Atlas the Hyperion of Destiny 1? I guess it was, yeah. Is Doll the only one missing?
Pretty good.
What did Doll even do? Was it fully auto? I just remember all their guns looking green and gross.
Hyperion guns are only useful for the shield, so
Yeah.
let's stop. I want my shield
They
on
make
my
good parts.
I want
Yeah.
my shield on my Maliwan elemental gun. That's what I want.
Burst versus fully auto. Oh,
April,
yes.
This is a community question. They're asking where Doll is.
So Kairos has been locked off for like thousands and thousands and thousands of like Earth years, right? So nothing really gets in and out with ease. So they're sort of at the mercy of what ship crashed and what parts might be available. So Borderlands is a big, massive universe, so I promise you we probably haven't seen the last of Doll. But I will say, just enough Doll parts did fall. Echo 4 is Doll. So, hey, we gave you a little sweet Doll Echo buddy, so.
Why would they do that? Why does it benefit them? Like, what's the game design reason behind that? To leave one out? Isn't that interesting? Oh, Doll DLC? Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe it's that.
How do the licensed parts work? This could also be a community question. I've seen a lot of people asking, like, what agency they have with that system.
Yeah, so licensed parts are our way of describing behaviors from all the manufacturers that we love from Borderlands 3 and the ones that we've added in Borderlands 4. So because there are so many behaviors in the game now, we wanted to make sure that guns drop these behaviors in a kind of tiered fashion. There's no crafting in the game. Players can't modify or craft their guns to have specific licensed parts. They're just drops in the world, and the way they drop is on a tiered system. So from common all the way to legendary, there's different sets of behaviors you can get. Epics having the most behaviors, and legendaries having one less behavior, but having their own unique behavior.
And can every gun have a TDR part that lets you throw it?
Every gun can have a TDR part.
These guns look really fucking good.
And most guns have something called an underbarrel. This is not something new to the series, but we're leaning into it pretty heavily in this game.
Yeah,
Can you give us some examples?
Yeah, one of the favorite things from Borderlands 3 was
Bring the
adding
infinity
underbarrels to a lot
pistols
of our
back,
manufacturers.
cowards.
This time around, we're taking it up a notch. Vladoff, again, has like the micro rockets. But that technology has now been licensed by other manufacturers too, so that you can have versions of micro rockets, such as the Jacobs having a micro rocket knife that is attached to the
Oh,
underbarrel
no
of the
way.
gun, and they can fire it and it does an exploding shot. This can be coupled with other licensed part behaviors like a TDR thing, so when you throw a Jacobs gun with an underbarrel flat off, it'll have shooting micro rockets while flying in the air.
That's just awesome.
That's sick.
Grant, let's go into enhancements. That's another thing. Like, you're going to be kind of want to round up, specific manufacturers.
Enhancements,
You guys really
they
clean
come
too.
back in the form. They were called artifacts in BL3, and we're calling them enhancements in BL4. They're a way to modify the play style. So if you really favor a manufacturer like Jacobs and you want to have that crit behavior that kind of ricochets the bullet, you can have that on another gun that has a Jacobs license part with the Jacobs enhancement, so that now a Torg with a Jacobs license
People don't
part
like this
can
UI,
now
really?
ricochet
I think it looks
their
really clean. It's
sticky
easy to
gyro jets
read.
on other targets.
And our eagle-eyed community saw something that looks like set bonuses. There's airstrike there. What is that?
Yeah, so for the first time ever, we're adding firmware, which is our end-game system, and it's one of our end-game systems to help boost the power of the gear. And as you can see in this screenshot, there's 3 parts to it, and if you can get all 3 parts, you get a big damage or utility increase.
That sounds like gears, like sets to me. That sounds, yeah.
Might be.
Might be.
Previously, heavy weapons took up a gear slot.
More
but
build
this has been
crafting.
changed in BL4. How much variety will players find in this new system?
Ordnance is our new revamped slot for grenades and heavy weapons. We no longer want players to kind of hold on to rocket ammo and wait till like one encounter and just pull out their big rocket launcher. Now players can use their heavy weapon, which is on the cooldown, and we can balance that accordingly so that big moments where they want to pull out a big laser beam or a rocket launcher or a chain gun.
This is cool.
But
But I mean, some of like the best farms in Borderlands 2 were like, using like black hole grenades and then shooting like fucking the Norfleet. You know what I mean? Like by putting rockets and grenades in a single slot, I feel like it's easier for them to balance, but I feel like it limits very cool interactions.
I feel like they have to hoard that ammo or have to go find that ammo to go be able to use it. And in addition, we wanted to make sure that grenades kept their massive impact that they had in previous Borderlands games, but without being able to spam them constantly, so that we had to balance them down to be really low damage or something like that. So
See,
now
like,
throw nuclear bombs.
like imagine if like Magic Missile in Tiny Tina's Solomon Dragon Keep, like imagine if like that was on like a 30-second cooldown.
With different behaviors.
Not a
because,
huge
again,
fan
they
of
can have
this.
licensed parts too. So you can
I'm
have
willing to hear
artillery
him out.
grenade that summons like a giant nuclear bomb. So
Also on cooldowns.
also on cooldowns.
Yeah, so that's a big shift.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is another question from the community. How will shields and grenades work?
So grenades I just explained, but shields we're also amping them up too. We're adding a new shield type called armor, and that's a more offensive-focused shield type. We wanted to promote that kind of offensive gameplay. So if you're running and gunning and jumping into combat, your armor shield has a chance of regenerating in combat, so that you can be more offensively focused.
That's cool.
In this Borderlands game, Nick, brings more variety to the characters than ever before, our Vault Hunters.
Yeah.
What can we expect from those builds?
I mean, it should be the most diverse builds we've ever seen. The skill trees are like 2 to 3 times, I think, anything we've ever done before.
Wow.
We have what's called like a trunk and then branches that let you specialize more than you've ever been able to do. And like, it's not only my goal that I want to have a Vault Hunter be able to have a unique build for every tree. I want them to be like unique per branch. I want you and your friend to have the same action skill and have meaningfully different builds.
Wow.
And there is more than enough in this game for you.
Shit.
So we could all have trouble, all 4 of us.
Yeah.
But they're all performing very
completely different.
That's so cool. Randy.
I'm bad at this shit.
These Vault Hunters,
Build
I
crafting
know
is
you love them.
probably my weakest part of gaming. I'm not super good at build crafting when it comes to shit like this.
I mean, they're the best ones. we got the best. Look, I'll tell you, this is the simplest way I can talk about our Vault Hunters.
my biggest customer is my wife. She loves Borderlands, and when we make her happy, it's a good day for me, and when we don't, it's not. There's usually one Vault Hunter where I'm like, this is definitely going to be Christie's Vault Hunter, and I put a huge amount of personal English on that character. This one's going to be challenging because there are at least 3 that have some variations in builds that are exactly right up the alley of what I know my wife loves, and that's just like a tilt on it. For my own choices, there's 2 that I'm probably just going to be flipping back and forth between. I think there's more for every player than there's ever been before because of the sophistication of the skill tree system that we've designed that is easy to get into and easy to develop, but there's like layers and nuance and subtlety that as you craft that character towards your own playstyle, you're going to find that, oh, this is me and I feel at home.
Okay, well, with that in mind, I might be a fucking, what's his name again? I might be a Rafa guy. If they're letting you build into movement, man, but Vex is so fucking cool.
And comfortable.
I don't know.
And we have more optionality than we've ever had before. It's awesome, but it's going to be a tricky choice to
Oh yeah. Every time I boot it up, I'm like, oh.
I know.
Who do I want to play it?
Well, we've had our like regular play sessions where we're bouncing around too, you know, and that's evidenced by like it's just all really fucking good. Yeah.
Yeah, Nick, let's go a little deeper on this, showing Vault Hunters and Gear working together. For this example,
Amon is really
let's
cool.
focus on Vex and crowd control.
Yeah, so I mean, the third action skill that Vex has is actually called Dead Ringer. We didn't show it off much in the state of play, but eagle-eyed fans have seen a spectral version of Vex wielding a scythe. It's a charge skill that.
Oh my god, how many
you
things can she
decide to
summon?
either
What?
spawn a Reaper, which will taunt enemies to kind of take the heat off of you, or to summon Specters, which are the opposite, which just, they specialize in damage, but they're very fragile. So because of the fact that Vex applies her elemental attunement to whatever she summons, you can do something like, have a Malawan gun that has fire and cryo. You can switch to cryo, make a Reaper, slow down the enemies all around you, so that way they're, staying a safe distance, and then switch to fire and just spawn, another 2 Specters behind them that'll just light up the enemies.
Wow.
There's so much possibility with Vex and elemental gameplay. It's really exciting.
You could put those anywhere on the battlefield, right? Like,
absolutely, yeah. And by the way, there's at least one class mod that will let you actually pass on your gear to Specters, which is always pretty exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Grant, we talked in the State of Play showcase about gear balance, the rarities mattering again, legendaries matter again. What did we do? What else have we done to improve the gear chase?
Yeah, because gear now has so many behaviors.
Those chest
and they
opening
ramp
animations
up
are so
and
sick.
They escalate in the amount of things that can happen. We want to make sure that we adjust the complexity so that players aren't bombarded with so many behaviors right off the bat. So we've adjusted the kind of the loot chase so that when players are playing the game, they feel a natural progression of like, oh, okay, I'm adding more things to my gear, I'm adding more things to my gear, so that when they go and express themselves in the combat battlefield, they're not, just being mysteriously overwhelmed with so many things that are happening. And because of that, legendaries now have legendary power. They feel super strong. They come at moments, rare moments that when you open like a red loot chest or you kill a super rare boss, and when you get that unique legendary behavior, you're going to be like, oh, okay, this really changes the way the game plays. So
They made exotics, bro.
We're reducing the amount of legendaries, but you're going to feel every single legendary when it drops.
They made exotics.
Legendaries are legendary.
They're exotic.
Let's spoil one. Let's give the community one of them. What can we expect?
One of the legendaries that drops from one of the major bosses in the game is called Ruby's Grasp. And Ruby's Grasp is, if you've seen the State of Play showcase, there's a boss with lots of hands, and Ruby's Grasp is just one that just won't let enemies get away. So.
By the way, did you clock the little...
Wait, what?
Grasp is just one that just won't let enemies get away. So.
By the way,
oh,
did you
okay.
clock the little subtlety there? It dropped from that boss. Does that mean dedicated drops from bosses?
What?
Yes. Yes.
The answer is yes. Yes.
The game will ship with dedicated drops across the whole game. Every boss, every mini boss will have dedicated drops.
Didn't they just fucking say there's fewer legendaries than ever? But it's the bigger game. And every boss and every mini boss has a dedicated legendary, but they're making less legendaries. What the fuck? Ultimate. What the fuck's an ultimate?
Randy, I'm going to throw you the last question here about co-op.
Because I play with my wife. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. What does it mean?
I'm a big fan of dedicated drops. I think this is something I've been asking Bungie to add this forever. Some of my most fun farming is doing things like farming Dustrock Blues in the Beret Tech Lost Sector on Mars, for instance. Like, I love it. Shouldn't in Destiny it shouldn't be everything, but like short burst farms are so good, and I feel like especially early solo Lost Sectors played into this a lot. But I like imagine just farming a world boss or like Escalation Protocol. Like Escalation Protocol farming for your Ikelos weapons. Like I adore that type of farm. And I feel like it's something Destiny doesn't do enough nowadays.
What have we done that's a little different this time?
Co-op is a religion to us. Here's the thing. It's so awesome that Borderlands is freaking killer.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think more games should join cool ideas from other games as long as it's not all it is. Yeah, I feel like that happens a lot. I feel like it does it enough. Or people do it a lot. Maybe not. I don't want to like say enough or not enough or whatever, but it does happen quite a bit.
Alone, and we know a lot of people.
I think they're just being like very apparent with it, you know, which is I don't think a bad thing.
And Borderlands 4 is.
I think I really like the direction Destiny's heading in personally, but once again, like I said this with Marathon too, with Arc Raiders, like more competition is not a bad thing.
It's an awesome solo game, but if you like
Borderlands 4 is directly like is getting better as a as a function of the response to Borderlands 3 and the success of games like Destiny. 100%. There's like no denying that.
In class,
it's good. It is good for us.
We have revamped the lobby system, so it's easier than ever to connect with people and easier than ever to get into a cooperative game. And it's drop in and drop out.
Oh, instant salute.
None of this play for 3 hours and then.
That's interesting. Did Borderlands 3 have instant salute? I feel like Borderlands 2 did not have instant salute. Although, to be fair, I don't play these games co-op very often. You could choose to have it? Oh. Do you think Borderlands is in direct competition with Destiny 2? Oh, yeah. Borderlands isn't as much of a live service game. And Destiny 2 definitely has, like, the end game on lock. 100, like Destiny beats Borderlands in the end game every day of the week. It's not even close. But the percentage of players that play Destiny for the end game is very low. And the percentage of players that live in Destiny is also not super high, especially recently. But like the core fantasy or like gameplay loop that Borderlands offers is very similar to the core gameplay loop of Destiny. They scratch that same itch, right? 100%. They are. Borderlands is much more, at least in my opinion, Borderlands is much more of a direct competitor to Destiny than Warframe. For a variety of reasons, in my opinion. But like Borderlands 4 is like, yeah, there's definitely a lot of overlap.
And you can start co-op. No, just
Destiny like only exists because of Borderlands, like period.
From the get, and people can drop in and drop out. And here's a cool one: massive world, right? No load times. There's no like dog legs or anything like binding people together. What happens if like I go running off 1,000,000 miles in one direction, my buddy goes off running? You can do that. You can do that.
How does that work? How can you have a giant open world with as much shit as Borderlands has going on, and everyone is? How do you do that? What is it? That's crazy. Is it like Minecraft where it's like that part of the parts of the world you're not in are just not loaded and your game is able to load it as you're going? It's crazy.
We don't care. Have at it. Have fun. Oh, but I want to get together again. Instant team fast travel.
That's also fucking crazy. I'm glad, like, I don't know why it took them to the 6th Borderlands game to finally be like, oh yeah, removing all the barriers of farming and traveling is a good thing, but I'm fucking glad they're doing it finally.
Any of my friends, instantaneously, no matter where they are. It's cool. It's freaking cool. And no load times there either. It's just get into it.
That is insane.
And look, here's the thing for me, you know, like I'm in the game. We're all working our asses off, and the game's gonna launch, and we're gonna be like working on patches and, you know, future downloadable content, and my wife's gonna be playing, and she's gonna be like level 20 by the time I even like, okay, can I play with you? Dynamic level scaling. My level 1 chump can jump in her game, and the game will handle it. Even if I want to be on hard and she's, you know, on harder because she's a better gamer than me, it's cool. And also instant loot. So when the loot drops, there's loot for me and there's loot for her, and everybody's cool. And that's just like
just think about like everything. So the fact that there's instant travel means that, yeah, your game has to like know, like everything your friends are doing have to be like fully loaded for you, right? Like if it's like that. And then the game also has to keep track of instance loot, but it has to recognize the loot that your friend gets because they might equip it or it's in their inventory or whatever. And then it also has to like recognize differences in difficulties. Like there's a lot of shit going on that this like your game needs to be aware of about your friend's game and vice versa. The main difference between Borderlands and Destiny for me is Destiny is a power fantasy you live through. Borderlands is a comic book you act out. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. In Destiny, you are like the main character. I feel like in Borderlands, you're not. Which is kind of a different way of describing what you just said. But in Borderlands, you're just like you're just a dude doing shit in the universe, you know what I mean? I feel like the Borderlands fantasy is much closer to the Marathon fantasy. Not in terms of like, obviously, like not gameplay or anything, but like how they want you to interpret your runner in Marathon is much closer, I think, to Borderlands, where it's like, you're just some fucking people existing in this world and doing what you can.
Beginning of our commitment to best-in-class co-op. We're leading the charge there. Other game developers, like, do it, man. I love your games too, but frick, man, why are you promising co-op and then gimping out? Like, give it to us. You can do it. Co-op.
Well, that's it for our
okay.
Q&A.
You know, here's the thing, you guys. I'm looking at the clock. I want to give some stuff away. Do you mind if we switch modes for a minute? Okay. Cool. I'm going to take over. Okay, so
I don't care about any of this.
Here's the thing. So I
get to them. Let's fly through these.
Okay, we'll fly. Speed round.
Grant, are Invincibles coming back?
Yes, to be.
What the fuck is an Invincible?
Be announced in a later date.
Randy, we want to know more about the end game.
What is an Invincible? Oh shit. Oh, raid bosses. Raid bosses. I didn't know they were called Invincibles. Did I know they were called that? I guess they were called their titles. Well, not all of them. I don't remember them ever being called that.
We'll say more very soon.
Listen, we're going to talk more about Endgame soon, but and in fact, some of us are going on a press tour, and we're going to be showing some of that stuff. And we have an event coming up in June that we're affectionately calling our BFF event, and we're going to be kind of getting into some of that too. So
holy fuck. My Marathon peeps, I love you. Please take some notes. Please take a couple notes from that. That right there, that just happened there, that 100% should have been part of the Marathon reveal. That thing that happened right there, that's all you had to do.
And it will
handled in a masterclass fashion right here.
broadcast it, but there's also going to be people live, and some of your favorite streamers will be streaming from the event, so that'll be good. And that's
Hey, Borderlands people. Hi, I'm open.
it's coming up in June.
I missed it. What do you say? Here, I'll replay it.
Up in June that we're affectionately calling our
Randy, we want to know more about the end game.
Yes.
We'll say more very soon.
Listen, we're going to talk more about Endgame soon, but and in fact, some of us are going on a press tour, and we're going to be showing some of that stuff. And we have an event coming up in June that we're affectionately calling our BFF event, and we're going to be kind of getting into some of that too. So, and then we'll broadcast it, but there's also going to be people live, and some of your favorite streamers will be streaming from the event, so that'll be good. And that's coming up in June.
Grant, do overworld enemies respawn without...
That is a masterclass answer for that question. And I really feel like the Bungie marketing team needs to, like... That's all you had to do, man. So much of the discourse about Marathon could have been avoided with that type of answer.
Save quitting.
Yes, overworld enemies do respawn, just like in previous games. It's on a timer. There will be a machine to respawn bosses and mini-bosses, though, on based off of how fast the player kills them.
Yeah, there's like a literal machine you could use to just make the boss reset so that you can grind him again if you want to get that dedicated loot drop.
And you don't have to save quit anymore. Like, fuck, man. They're doing it. They're literally doing it. This is insane. Like I said, like, I wish it didn't take until the 6th Borderlands. I feel like a lot of this stuff should have been in the pre-sequel or Borderlands 3 at the very latest. But they are finally leaning into what everyone loves about Borderlands. It's awesome. Fuck, these are great changes.
Nick, will badass Guardian rank make a return?
Yeah, there is an end game specialization system that it's going to be very similar to the badass system in the past games, but it's actually going to have meaningful choices. It won't just be like put points into this, that, and the other thing to get like a flat bonus. There will actually be behaviors, and you will have to make some hard choices. But we'll talk about that a little bit more later.
Turns out we're talking about a lot of endgame.
Randy, I got a tough one for you here.
Oh, you got a spicy one for me?
I don't know the answer. I don't know.
Why is it always me that has to do the spicy ones? All right.
What will the game's price be? That's an interesting one. I don't know this.
80.
Really now?
80.
I'll tell you the truth. I don't know. And that is the truth. I'll hit it. I'll hit it straight on. And it's an interesting time, right? We've got on one level, we've got a competitive marketplace where people or the people that make those choices want to sell as many units as possible, and they want to be careful about people that are price sensitive. So there's some folks that don't want to see prices go up, even the ones deciding what the prices are. There's other folks accepting the reality that game budgets are increasing, and there's tariffs for the retail packaging, and like, it's getting gnarly out there, you guys. Borderlands 4 has more than twice the development budget than Borderlands 3. More than twice.
What was Borderlands 3? It was 60? This is going to be an $80 game.
So the truth is, I don't know what the price is going to be. I do know that we will be opening pre-orders soon, TM, and that will be when the price is set.
This will be an $80 game.
I think that Borderlands 4, here's the philosophy we have. Whatever the price is, we're entertainers. Yes, we want to get more resources so we can make bigger and better games. There's a reason why Borderlands 4 is so awesome. It's because you guys showed up and supported Borderlands 3. And we had the budget, so we could more than double the budget and feel confident in that. And that's awesome. When the revenue comes in, we can spend it to make bigger games and better games. As artists, we want everybody to have it. You know, we want to make it as easy as possible for everybody to enjoy what we're creating. So it's a weird thing, but the fundamental philosophy is we want people to buy it so we have the resources to make more, but we want everyone who buys and plays a Gearbox game to feel certain that they got the better end of the bargain. Whatever the price is, that they got the best value. And that's the philosophy that we live by. And so we're gonna have a price set soon, and it might be the new price that like Nintendo and Microsoft have led with. It might be that we stay back. It's gonna be the people at the publishing house that decide that. And if it is cheaper, then maybe we'll sell you that mini map that you guys want, but we'll develop later. How bad do you want that? $10? I don't know. I'm just kidding. Or am I? I'm just kidding. Or am I? I'm just kidding. Or am I? I don't know. We'll know soon. Yeah. I think it's going to be fine, whatever it ends up being. I think it's going to be amazing, whatever it is. Borderlands is fucking amazing, and it's worth it. It's worth it. Yeah.
We haven't got kicked off stage yet. I'm just going to keep going until they
stop.
We
can go until you guys leave or they kick us out. There's nobody on after us, so, Yeah.
April, what is Ordinite used for?
Ordinite.
Yeah, what is
Ordinite? Ordinite is sort of like the sister element to Iridium, and so it has an opposite effect. Ordinite is used for a lot of different things in the game that we don't want to quite talk about yet, but I will tell you this, it is not a currency. So it is not a currency, I promise.
Yeah.
Do people not like the Iridium currency and the Moon Rock currency and stuff?
One of the goals when we were in the room, and I think I'm the one that actually.
I never minded
named it,
the Iridium farms.
How cute is that? The Ordinite. The idea is that.
Yeah, you can see clearly it doesn't want to mark it up to 80. It's going to be 80, man.
This universe is much bigger.
It is cool that he's able to, like, once again, like, I have a lot of respect for Bungie and a lot of their reveals and stuff. They would never talk about this. They would never do that.
Thought. It's bigger than just the Iridians, and Ordinite is a part of that new larger puzzle that you didn't even know you were looking at.
Oh!
And we're excited to start peeling back those layers for everyone. Yeah.
Nick, what will split screen look like, and how does it work?
Yeah, I mean,
Borderlands split screen is usually vertical, right?
Is it hot dog or hamburger?
Or is that?
What did you say? Hot dog, hamburger?
Hot dog or hamburger style?
It's the.
That's horizontal for the uninitiated.
It's horizontal.
But couch co-op out of the gate, or remote co-op, or couch plus remote. Like however you want to do it. Who does that anymore? We do that, MFers. We do that.
And Grant, what will the rarity levels be?
Ooh, rarity levels will go from common to legendary.
Thanks, Grant.
There's your there's your gray. There's your green. There's your blue.
I don't like how you're saying
there's
that, by the way.
There's your purple.
And then there's orange.
There's your orange. There's your
Hold on.
I'm such a fucking troll.
Randy.
I'm such a troll.
Last one I'll ask here.
Wait, okay, though. Oh, fuck. So, it sounded like he was going to say pink. Because he was going by colors. He didn't say cyan. He wasn't going for pearlescent. It almost sounds like he was talking about seraph weapons. No, I mean, that's how I read that. Or it was just a slip, and he was gonna say pearlescent, but that'd be cyan. Pearlescent is not a color.
Key fragments. Can you repeat the same vault over and over again?
Pearlescent might be a color. I don't consider
Yes,
it a color.
you can.
Or wait,
Rerun your vaults.
Yes, rerun your vaults.
Awesome.
There's spectacular loot hidden behind.
Yeah, pearlescent's not really a color. It's more of a texture.
And
you do have.
I'm reaching. Yeah, I think he was. But I'm just saying, if he was following his own joke he was doing there by naming the colors, he would have said cyan.
to start the entire game over. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Just saying.
That's it for us.
Woo, you got through the questions.
I did. I did. We got through it all, but
yeah. Oh, you were standing there?
I'm like, come on, we gotta wrap it up. Let's go.
All right.
Let's give a round of applause to everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Cheers, you guys.
All right, you all. Thank you. So, as Randy mentioned, we are hitting the road.
Okay, that was good. That was really fucking good. I every time I watch more shit about this game, I get more excited for it. I'm not gonna lie. I just tweeted this out, but I was like, from the initial trailer reveals, I was probably around a 7.5 out of 10. Especially with like Tina's Borderlands 3 pre-sequel in hindsight. I was like, I'm not really sure if they've still got it or whatever. Because I haven't felt incredible about a Borderlands game since Borderlands 2. But everything that they're talking about and everything that they're doing is just like chef's kiss. Yeah, Bungie does need to take notes. I agree. I think the marketing for both Edge of Fate was better, but I think especially Marathon, I think can take a lot of notes from that. That was really good. Yeah, that was really, really, really good. So, I'm excited for that. Not too long. 4 months. Excited for that. And, hey, Borderlands people, if you want to invite me to your fucking studio, I'll come play. I don't know where Gearbox is. Where is Gearbox? I don't have that much PTO left, but I'll make it work. Gearbox is in... in Texas? I don't know if I want to go to Texas, but... oh, man. Soda 7 Borderlands 3 was really bad to me. I mean, it wasn't great. It definitely wasn't great, but it seems like they're addressing all the main feedback. It seems like there's raid bosses at launch. It seems like all the characters and the open world thing and the dedicated farming, like between raid bosses at launch and dedicated farming, like fucking it already clears Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3 had a little dedicated farming, but it was like literally just go to Gravemind or Grave Ward or Grave whatever the fuck and just farm that. That was everything. So alrighty, so that's what I'm gonna call it for today. That was sick. Thanks for hanging out and watching with me. That was a lot of fun. We gilded this. That's looking good. Yeah, definitely some more. It's fucking Reds to 9 farming very soon for sure. I want to try to get up. We're at 4,900 material. I want to try to get up more than that. So more stuff coming very, very soon, my friends. Alrighty, everyone, have a fantastic night. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you so much, and I'll be